Just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Bloke in a Bar. I've got the great Eddie and Tom and Eddie here with me. Gentlemen, how was your weekend? How have you been?
Tremendous.
Terrific, yeah.
Terrific, tremendous.
Fresh off another win, fresh off another weekend where I had a wedding, fresh off one of the great live streams of all time, they're calling it.
Yeah.
Fresh off a Volkanovski win.
Pounding him into the dirt.
Fresh off a beautiful Chinese meal on Sunday night, so I'm good.
We're just trying to work out, like, when you are this deeply entrenched in the top 8, as we are, just sort of, you know, things are different now. You know,
Yeah.
Things are different.
The view's different.
Well, the view is different.
Okay.
When you're entrenched in the top 8.
Sickeningly entrenched.
Wow.
Feels a lot like last year. We were entrenched as fuck.
Dude, like, once you're in, if you're the Manly Seagulls, once you're in the top 8, rarely do you leave. So we're sort of looking to set up some sort of a semi-permanent residency for the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
We've got eyes on
materials. Like, I mean, I don't know if we're going to buy. We haven't really discussed. It's probably important that we do it now. But are we buying some, like? Are we buying bricks and mortar? Or are we going to, like, build our own shop across the season?
Look, I think we'll knock something up. You know, something that can also double as a top 4. You know what I mean?
Well, true, right? That it's like got an ability to. We can make renos to it.
Buy
We can make
land
renos
that
to
you
it,
can
yeah.
expand in.
Yes.
Yeah. Room to grow.
Yeah.
Room to spread your wings. Room for the kids.
Yes, exactly.
Room to throw the footy.
Granny flat out the back, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trophy room.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not crowing a bit early? None of
Well,
that?
it's not about crowing. It's about making smart decisions early in the season that set you up for
Yeah.
success.
I
Okay.
think it was on your own page that you trumpeted Manly's ability to win without Tommy as a sign that they're a top 8 side without him. Now, when he comes back, what are we then? We're a premiership side.
I just want to confirm I was hacked. That was a hacked post.
So, like,
A hacker came in,
I don't think
wrote
so.
a whole rugby league article, which is weird. It's weird
That
that a
is
hacker
weird.
would do that.
Yeah,
come
right.
in, write a whole footy article.
And then you leave it up.
And then,
You
well,
leave-
it was
and then
such.
you leave
Look,
it
I
up
have to
there.
respect his work.
And then
It
you
was
just
good.
respect the hacker's
Made a good
work.
point. The
Hackers have feelings too, boys.
Did we say this last week, or did we say this maybe after Manly's gritty 13-plus wet weather win on Thursday? But that essentially what Manly's doing right now is like altitude training, where you win without Tommy, which is like, you know, you're training at high altitude.
Yep.
Then Tommy comes back, and you're like, oh, we've basically been blood doping.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So Tommy's like blood doping.
Yeah, we're essentially blood doping right now, where it's like we're just learning to dominate
Didn't you
without
have an
him.
issue with cow's blood a few years ago?
No, that was all bullshit, clearly, because we never got suspended.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing.
Nothing to see.
No, there was nothing to say.
Moving
Nothing to see?
right along.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Blood doping.
Okay. So you are blood doping then, or you aren't?
Yeah, but it's legal.
Legal blood
Yeah,
doping?
yeah, it's
It's
legal.
not
It's
blood-
not literal blood doping. It is akin to blood doping. But it's not.
Oh, so you've got an unfair advantage.
Well, it's not an unfair advantage. No, we're just learning to dominate without the great. And then when he comes back, then it's like, oh, wow, this might be the greatest rugby league team we've ever seen.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Simple as that.
The great Volkanovski gets up on the weekend.
He
Dude,
does.
beat the shit out of him.
It was almost illegal what happened there.
Yeah.
It was barbaric.
Yeah.
It was so fucking one-sided.
But as we were watching it, when he came out for that 4th round, we were like, what's he saying to him? And then obviously it comes out in the fullness of time where he's like, do you still want to do this, bro? You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that is...
I've never seen that before.
No.
Nah, not a like.
In a title
Yeah.
fight, being like, bruh, you sure you want to keep going? You're getting
bashed.
You're getting bashed.
And like the object is to bash you, and I'm still concerned about how much
How
I'm
much
bashing
I'm
you.
doing it.
And there's a belt on the line.
Yeah.
And I'm still...
Does Zombie usually sit on the ground rather than the stool? Or was it that he was just
He
getting
was
bashed?
so rattled. Like they should have, like, you know, I said at the end of the third they should stop it. They probably could have stopped it earlier. Sitting on the ground is bizarre. I've never seen him do it.
No, I've never seen
Now,
it.
let us know in the comment section if we're incorrect, and, you know, we're not the most ardent Korean zombie fans, obviously.
No, but there will be someone out there who's like, you don't fucking know anything. It's like, no, dude, sorry, we don't follow Korean Zombie's career with a fine-tooth comb.
Don't you know that he sat on the mat fucking 12 years ago?
No.
Training, he was on the fucking mat, so clearly
Look at some of his training. You know what? I'm not
Go back
going
and
to
watch
do
his
that.
training.
Yeah,
haven't
training footage.
Have you been any CCTV footage in his fucking gym?
Well, you know, funny, you always don't fucking
Go back and watch his
casuals.
home videos when he's
Casuals,
training when
dude.
he's a kid, man.
Fucking casuals, man. Don't talk about MMA if you don't know about MMA, man. Sorry.
I love the comment that there's always, like, when I post about MMA, they're like, stick to footy, bro. It's like, bruh, okay.
Fuck off.
Stick to footy,
Stick to
bro.
footy.
It's like, I always think, sometimes I say back, now I try not to answer anymore because it's not worth it, but I'm like, I always want to ask, what do you do for work? And they might be like, I'm a Sparky. It's like, well, you're only allowed to speak about being an electrician.
Yeah. So
Don't
shut
speak about
the
anything
fuck
else.
up.
If I see you in public talking about any other topic other than being a Sparky,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you shut the fuck up.
Stick to
Keep
light
to-
switches, dude.
Yeah, keep to wise, bruh.
Yeah.
Keep to wise. But I've never seen a man sit on the mat and look so defeated as Korean Zombie did. Good stoppage by Herb Dean in the end. He recognised what the rest of us did. That Volk is just.
I loved the interview
too hot
afterwards
to
where
handle.
Rogan's like talking. He's like to Korean Zombie. He's like, "Is there anything that surprised you about this fight?" And his face is mashed. I'm like, "Seems like a lot fucking surprised him. It seems like every punch."
I didn't plan for this. I didn't plan to look like this.
I didn't plan for this.
What's interesting is that, you know how I was talking about translators could just make shit up? Apparently the translator got like massive bits wrong with that translation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did find his responses very short.
Yeah.
I was like, the guy was talking for like fucking 30 seconds.
So apparently the zombie said like, basically I may retire. And then he said, I think after this fight I've realised I don't have what it takes to be champ. And I may never be back in the octagon again, which is very different to I'll go back and think about it.
Dude, what like? Hey man, you got one job.
Do you think they're actual translators, or are they just like people that they've fucking
got a Korean
dragged
mate
out?
who
Yeah, I've got a
can-
Korean mate who can do a bit of both.
He was dragged out of the crowd just to make it look like it was
we
good.
got a Korean guy. He was dressed like he was just rocking up. To
That's
watch
what I
some
mean.
fights.
He didn't look like he was a translator at all. It looked like he was just a bloke they found.
And such a small amount of people will know whether he's translating correctly. Therefore, are translators even real? Is it the biggest whirlpool in history?
Look, it can be. Like
has
translators have
potential.
got tremendous power. I don't know if I'd trust one. I'd be like, I need my own translator. I'd be bringing my own.
And you don't want a translator on Mayo. Could
Imagine if Buzz was your translator,
Dude.
and he spoke a bit of Korean, and he got in there and was just like,
He'd be like, look, I'm going to kill the guy, I want a rematch. That's what he would have said.
I was hard done by. I think the refs got it wrong.
The refs got it wrong. I'm planning
Poor
on
stoppage.
suing the UFC.
Buzz as a translator may be the greatest and worst thing to happen to the world.
He'd be the best because the content would be ridiculous. But he would ruin people's lives.
But I'm getting a real full circle vibe to Buzz right now in that like the Mayo man talks real unnecessary bullshit about people. Some of it you could even say mean-spirited, arguably lies. And then now I'm like, I love it. I love it.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I've always loved it.
No,
Yeah.
see, so sometimes I found like maybe with it's your trail or like one of those ones where it's like where it's a bit mean-spirited or like I don't even know if mean-spirited's the right word, but it's like kind of gotcha.
Over the line.
Yeah, over the line gotcha shit where you're just trying to dig where something isn't there. Now I've just kind of taken the curious approach where I'm like, you just don't know how much longer you've got someone like this in your life. Just let him do it.
You know why I'm coming around and agree with you is because I feel like the fans are coming around.
Yeah.
So the impact of his negativity is not as much
'Cause now it's
as
funny.
it used to be. Because now everyone's like, come on, bro.
Because
Come
you're a
Buzz."
joke.
Well, it's a harsh word.
He's funny.
He does do some good journalism.
He tells jokes.
He tells he's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
He does.
If they had a laugh track under him on NRL 360,
Dude, someone knock
it'd
that up,
change that
please. Someone
completely.
knock that up. Every time Buzz says something on 360, please put a laugh
track under it.
And like the 80s, like clapping, like, woo!
It'd be so good.
No, look, he does do some good
No, he
journalism.
definitely
No, he
does.
does, but as if that wouldn't be funny.
That would be funny. I'll
He's
agree
had
with
a,
you.
He's
he can't have the
obviously-
career he's had without being good.
Yeah,
But a
he's
joke
obviously-
may be a bit far for me. He does do some good
No, it's not a
journalism.
joke.
Yeah.
But he could tell
He could tell a great joke.
He could
Is that
tell
what you
jokes.
meant? That's what you meant.
He can tell jokes.
Okay, I like that better.
Does it make you more comfortable?
Makes me more comfortable. I don't know. Like that's a pretty like he does do some decent journalism.
No, he definitely does, but he also does some funny journalism.
It is.
And on NRL 360, I'd say is where he's the funniest because he sometimes seems to get lost.
They're all in on the joke.
Yes.
Honestly,
They're all ripping on him.
they all. But no, I believe like Kenty and that before they get on the show, they're basically like, boys, let's just fucking rip and tear.
Oh, yeah.
Not who cares what we really think. Let's just say shit that's crazy.
Well, because it sells.
It sells all right.
Sells to the market. That's
It
for damn
sells.
sure.
So he is absolutely an ornament to the game. Because like who replaces the great Buzz when he goes?
I don't know who steps up.
Well-
'Cause there's no one that crazy.
Or can you get crazier as the years pass you by?
Oh, as in, so it's sort of gracefully entering senility.
Yes.
Look, I think he'll
Can
be.
Kenty get there?
Is he
In
already
time,
there?
in the fullness of time.
Is he already
Just
there?
hoops in 40 years start to, you know.
I think Buzz will be a
Go a
loss.
bit manic.
I think he'll be a loss.
Fucking oath. Well, look, we're not writing his eulogy, but
Jesus.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
You're
I mean,
saying
wasn't.
I think he'll be a loss. I'm like, wait.
Well,
he's
I
not
just mean
going
when he
anywhere.
retires. Like I'm not talking
Yeah,
about.
but I
death.
don't-
I don't reckon he
see-
retires. I think
Ever.
he goes out
Goes
with
in
a
the
pen in his
grave.
hand.
Seriously.
I think you find him covered in mayo, slumped at his desk, 150 years old. Great life.
One of the great journos.
Open tub, spoon in the hand.
Yeah, spoon in hand, open tub of mayo.
Yeah. Going out doing what he loves, eating mayo.
I wonder, like, I would love to see Buzz as a young journo because I'm sure all journos come into the game like with a certain like naivete.
And they're like the strong survive, the ones who are willing to, I guess, like have an opinion and not be swayed
Phased.
by people turning against.
You got to give him that. You got to give.
You got to give a lot of those. All those
100%.
journos that is
because they get smashed.
They get smashed.
They
man.
just keep going, baby. Keep going. So got to
some of
respect
them are
that.
good though. Like some of them seem to be able to be good journos without being salacious journos. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that one are better than the other, but some of them I feel.
I honestly think most journos are good.
Yeah,
I honestly think that.
Agree.
Like I just think that we just get stuck on.
But
like,
the ones
big
that
name.
seem to be the like big ones
The
are
big
the ones who get to be like who are a little bit sort of
I think the big ones. This is what
caricatures of journalists.
honestly. This is what I think. They think the big ones. I think that they think this is all part of the theatre. Like I think they're intelligent enough to know. Well, and that's I don't want to sound patronising. They're probably smarter than me, but I think that they understand it's all part of the theatre of rugby league. Like hear him sign him here or this happened, and so. Sometimes they may not even have bad intentions. They just think this is part of selling the game.
Opera, which it is. Shout out to
Yeah, I
the soap
agree with
opera
that.
of rugby
You reckon?
league.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They're the writers.
They buy into the theatre. When the
always said
lights
it,
are
though.
on and the cameras are rolling and,
In the soap opera
you
of
get
rugby
hopped
league,
up on rugby league, I can see.
if you're handing out logies for like best writing of a sort of
Well, it should have won every year. I don't know why they aren't nominated.
The journos certainly should be nominated.
100%.
Man, imagine the shit they would have seen over their time. Imagine the shit Buzz's seen. Because there's heaps. I will
And
say
heard.
there's a lot of stories that
done.
they don't break, and they don't get enough credit for that. Because I know there's a lot of stories that don't break, so they should get credit for that at least. But it is. I will agree that
I got no beef with journos. I love it.
a laughing track with some
Yeah,
of the stuff would
that
be quite
would be
funny.
funny.
It's always funny when they slow mo and they say like Kenty and that drunk.
Well,
That's
yeah,
pretty hilarious.
that was what I think a dribbler sent that to us last year, which was like NRL 360 beers or some shit. And it was just
Is it
then
half
super
speed?
slow mo. Yeah, something like that.
It's
It's
like-
just
yeah.
but it
like,
translates so perfectly to like four shit faced dudes at a pub. No, Kenny, that's not what I'm saying, mate. It's fucking great. I
You know
wanna do
what?
more
They
of
could probably
that.
do that to us, and it would be the exact same effect.
Of course it
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Now, brought to you, as always, by the most beautiful beer in all the land. Here are the stores in Spotlight. Make sure to get in there. If you drink beer, give Bloke in a Bar a try. It is not hoppy, not fruity. It's beer that tastes like real beer. Here's the stores. Burke Cellars, Tamworth Celebrations, Casino Local Liquor, Super Cellars, Pambulla, Manning Street Cellars. Well, I said Saint. I was like, what the hell?
Oh no.
Could be a Saint.
Could
but
be
it's
a
not.
Saint. It's an
It could be
ST.
Saint. No, you're right.
Manning Saint Sellers?
Yeah,
Sure.
Manning Saint or Street, whichever one you find first on the maps.
Yeah.
Try 'em both.
Panania Cellars, Camperdown Cellars, Darlinghurst, Club Hotel Roma. We're all out of the way in Roma. How good's that?
Cattle country.
Mate, shout out to Roma. Good, honest country blokes and blokettes. Louis Liquor Barn Cairns, Charlie's Hotel Gympie, Aussie World Sunshine Coast.
Aussie World.
Aussie World.
Love
Fucking
Love that. I
oath,
love that.
dude.
If you walk in there and don't feel Australian,
Aussie World.
welcome all.
Aussie World.
I'm obsessed with finding that place. Aussie World. I wonder what's in there. Do they just sell piss or is it like
I
They
think
just-
they
they
sell
chip you.
such as
They-
sangers.
saying
Lamingtons.
it's like a crocodile greets you at the door?
Pavlova.
You know,
You have to wear thongs.
Cobras, you gotta
Closed
wear thongs.
shoes.
Closed shoes are not allowed.
Not allowed.
There's like shrines to Warney and
Cigarettes allowed.
yeah,
Smoking
maybe.
inside allowed, yeah.
smoking
Well,
inside.
it's not frowned upon.
No, you should smoke inside.
There's some pokies in the corner.
Pokies.
Yep.
I love that.
So Aussie World, changing the game.
Vegemite.
Narangba
there's
Valley
Vegemite.
Tavern, Pimpama Tavern Goldie, Waterloo Bay Hotel in Wynnum. Get in there, guys. Beautiful beer. It is the beer of sport. No other beer actually loves sport the way we do. I challenge you that. How many beers love sport the way we do? Also, go to bloke.shop. We got old school bloke shirts. We've got I think all the grey bloke shorts are sold out and maybe 20% less left of the other two colours. So if you want the bloke shorts, head there. We've got socks, we've got hats, we've got everything. But we have to announce the YouTube winner from last week. We've got 3 picks. Grey Matters has picked Stags. Brad Martin has picked Joey Manu. Stephen Cockings has picked Mitch Moses. Who do we select as the winners, boys?
Well, I don't see anyone from the Manly suit.
Yeah, I'm a little...
We did have a 13-plus win over a
greatest wet weather win of all
highly talented Newcastle side.
And it seems a little odd that Australia wouldn't be in there, given that we won by 24 points in the pouring rain.
Piss and rain. Always
Cyclonic condition.
You haven't hit the slow-mo button either, guys.
And Manly step up and put on the greatest wet weather win of all
Ponga playing, both side feedies. Okay, don't give a fuck. Still pound you.
I wonder why we speak like that when we're questioning something. When we're dubious about something.
Skepticism dripping through my voice.
Oh, you're skeptical of that.
I'm a little skeptical of the fucking options that are being given.
Look, if you were doing this show with the Guru, I guarantee there's 3 Manly players on that fucking board. It's like pick from a Manly player.
Yeah.
I didn't choose.
Because when you come in here, it's like, oh, we've got to take the Manly players.
It's Matty the Water Boy that chose him.
Yeah, I know. Mate, you're in cahoots.
Yeah.
You're in cahoots.
Look, I mean, you'd probably have to say Joey Manu.
Yeah, Manu for me.
Because Stags lost. The Broncos lost.
Stags had a bounce back, though.
How funny that you put Stags in there after a
fucking loss.
It's just
He had 14 tackle breaks, 190 metres.
And couldn't win the game.
Couldn't win the game.
Joey Manu is the winner. Brad Martin, you have won yourself a case of beer. Matty the Water Boy will take care of it. Congratulations, mate. Great pick, because that was obviously before the weekend. So, huge pick by the big fella.
Huge pick.
You know what? Let's do it again. I'm feeling generous.
Have another go.
Have another go. Put in who you think is going to be the player of the week in the comments section. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube. If you're listening to this audio, head over to our YouTube. The more subscribers we get, the more content that we can release on there. It takes literally 2 seconds. Go there, boom, hit the button.
Also,
hit like.
while you're at it, subscribe to ours and follow us as well.
You don't have to do that, though.
But I'm just saying you can. Like if you're there,
Look,
it's a hop, skip and a jump over to Hello Sport. Subscribe there, like all our videos.
It's an option at any time that you're living.
That's my
but
podcast on Instagram.
In this case, you don't have to do that.
Punters and dribbles on YouTube, on Facebook. Just like whatever.
Like it's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Really close.
Really close.
We're neighbours.
Just
You don't
around
have
the
to do
corner.
it though.
We're neighbours.
It's not a requirement.
Well, you do have to.
Like it's always an option if you want to go to fucking go to Hello Sport or whatever.
You should do it. You should definitely.
If you want to fucking go to Hello Sport, sweet, whatever. But
I just say it's highly encouraged.
head over to Hello Sport. You guys are going to hit the 10K soon-ish, I reckon.
We're not far off that 10K subs, baby.
We can see it.
We can see it on the horizon.
We can spy it on the horizon.
And new studio as well, so there's going to be more content.
Yep, fucking oath.
And
More, not less.
And the About Even, that show is going to go to another level, I think.
Yeah,
About
it is.
even.
It is.
I've seen the plans,
step up
guys.
to another
Best
level.
punting show in the country, bar none.
Yep. Maybe the world, but definitely the
Well,
country.
definitely the
They're
world.
saying the world, though.
I think it's the world.
I heard the world.
I've heard the world.
I heard the Milky Way. So
Damn.
fucking try that on for size, bro.
You reckon you're out presenting aliens?
I don't see why not.
I haven't seen an aliens punting show that I like.
And neither do I. That's a good point.
Think about it.
Yeah, I just did, and you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You got me there.
It's a huge
We did
point.
get you.
You got me fucking hell.
Yeah.
Milky
But,
Way.
yeah,
so
still
you
trying
won't
to
go
set
as
up the
far.
studio.
You won't go as
Big
far
man.
as the universe, just the Milky Way.
Well,
How
look.
far can we get at this stage, just in terms of what's our
Well,
capability?
look, we're humble. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say the universe, even though
No.
deep down I think so. But
Okay.
I would just go the local solar
Okay.
system.
So make sure to subscribe to
local
Hello Sport.
galaxy rather.
Local, just down the local.
Just our local galaxy,
Yeah,
down the
okay.
local.
Yeah.
Down the Milky.
Yeah.
The Milky.
Down in the Milky.
Shout out to Milky Ways. The chocolate, I haven't had one for a long time.
I think they go out of fashion.
Well, I feel like they're one, though, it's sort of like
Great name.
they just keep trucking nut. They're a nut truck.
What came first, naming the star system or our galaxy? Or
Well, I
No,
think
the
the
chocolate.
galaxy's named after the chocolate.
Yeah.
Because everyone appreciated the Milky Way's ability to truck nut.
Yeah, okay.
Milky Ways were in every party bag.
Lolly bag, yeah.
Party bag?
Oh, I
Party
call them
bag.
lolly bag, party bag.
I like
You get 'em
party
at
bag
party-
better.
You got them
I
at
don't
parties
care.
though.
Lollybag doesn't do it for me.
But you got
Party
them at
bag does.
parties.
I'm not married to either name, so I'm happy
Sounds
to
like
go
you're
with
not
married.
married?
You're not married.
Well, I'm not married
You should be
the
married to
bag.
party bag.
Okay.
I'm married to party bag.
You're married to party bag?
So am I. So
I am in an open relationship with party bag and lolly bag, which is fine. I think that's cool. Each
I think
their own.
once party bag finds out, it's going to brush you.
Yeah.
Look,
Party
each
bag's
their
gonna have
own.
the shits, bro. Party
Party
bag's
bag.
very powerful. I'd be very careful what you say about party bag.
Big party.
But the Milky Way,
Was always in a party bag.
Yeah.
you could always guarantee a Milky Way in there.
So do you reckon the dude was sitting there, this scientist, he's worked his whole life and he's super intelligent and he's discovered the Milky Way, or didn't know it then, looked down, he probably had one in his hand.
I'd say
You
that
know
was
what?
it.
Fuck, what a great name.
Yeah.
Boom.
There's like a bin full of empty Milky Way wrappers. He's like, "What is this thing?" And then,
And then
it comes
bang.
and he's like, "Eureka!" And then he
Can't understand it.
And then just before you know it,
And then before you know it,
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
That's
it.
how ideas are
Yeah,
formed.
that's how it's done, mate.
Now,
Hang with us, Dan, and you'll learn a bit.
now
You'll learn plenty.
I've got a question that has plagued the Milky Way for a substantial amount of time. Why do train and plane drivers sound exactly the same over every speaker?
Now, I mean, look, I guess it could be a speaker-based issue, and maybe like the big speaker has got their little greasy mitts on trains and planes. Or if you're a captain, are you in the same way that, like, you know, anyone who speaks to, like, if you're like a policeman or a fiery or whatever and you speak to the media, you speak the exact same way? Maybe just
Media
captains
voice.
generally.
We're flying at 3. We'll be landing at...
I see. I think train drivers and plane drivers have a bit of a difference.
a slight difference.
Because I think plane drivers almost sound like a little bit more
Smug.
smart. You're like,
Hey, I learned how to fly a plane and you guys didn't, so I could kill us all if you wanted to.
They never speak fast, though. They're always like...
well, they're never in a rush, are they?
And I'm like, bro, I can hear you over my fucking headphones.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, can you stop cutting into my movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a fucking pisses me off.
If you're gonna fucking say something,
Oh.
bruh, get it over and done with.
Get it
Stop
all out.
coming in and out.
Yeah.
Stop coming in and out, because then my movie starts again. Just
I'm in a
come
really
in.
important scene here.
Give me the info.
Just give me the info. Yep. How far to go? How far?
Also,
how high are we
sorry,
flying?
just thought I'd let you
What's
know
the weather
that,
like? Perfect.
I forgot to mention before, and you're like, dude, come on, bro. Like, can you fucking just have it all written out, checklist, and then leave me alone?
But also, like, your cadence, bro. Please just increase the speed. It's always... so we're flying at
40,000 feet.
We'll be there on time. We should get you on the tarmac.
You know when you're texting
maybe a 15
someone
minute delay.
and there's like someone does like every line.
Ah,
That's what a lot of plane captains are.
Yes.
Instead of just give it to me in one big meaty text.
Yeah, one
Nothing
text
annoys
is-
me more than the multiple text for the message where it's like, as you say, bang, 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 bang. It's like, just type it all out, you fucking idiot, and then
Yes.
send it through.
Because especially when you're on your phone, because you're trying to do something and you just torture.
Absolute torture. Those people should be shot.
I have all my notifications turned off outside of like text messages on my phone. I have it on Do Not Disturb.
All
most of the time.
notifications turned off.
Yeah, Instagram, Facey, messages.
I probably
all
should.
the-
I don't even.
Well,
probably
otherwise,
just-
otherwise, especially those banner notifications, they just can't keep dropping down onto your phone. You're like, oh
Yeah,
my
that's annoying.
God.
And it's almost like when you look at your phone, it's like, oh, fuck me. Like all this like information just dumped into your head.
yeah.
Too much.
It's too much.
I will say this about train and plane, or at least plane drivers all sound the same, train drivers all sound
Can
the
you say
same.
drivers and not flyers? I know I said drivers.
But you still
Whatever.
drive a plane.
You still,
Yeah. I just want to get that.
Sort of.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is drive
But do
exclusive?
you drive a train?
Well, do you?
you don't
Yeah,
drive a
you
train.
do you like captain it or?
Look, these are
Can you
serious
Google
questions.
if you can drive a plane, please?
Like, or is it you're only driving it
What
until
does
it takes off?
what does drive even stand for? What does that even mean?
It's like to fly a plane.
the plane is
What is
flying.
driving?
Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
definition of driving?
Well, you
Yeah.
can drive a cricket ball.
You can drive a golf
Yeah.
hit.
Drive a golf hit. There
the
we
other
go.
thing that where
Wow.
people always
Holy
sound the
shit.
same is people from like the 60s on TV.
Drive a golf hit.
Well, golf hit. What else would you fucking use?
Well, you wouldn't say drive a golf hit. Is
Or would
what
you,
I'm
okay,
saying.
tell me what
Drive
you
a golf hit.
Yeah, that was how he was saying. Like,
Dead it.
Well, yeah, still haven't given me.
well, you'd hit a golf ball.
Yeah,
With
but
a driver.
With a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you took ages to give me that. And we're talking about drivers.
Did I take ages to give you
You
that?
can't take the piss out of me if you're taking longer than 20 seconds to give
I
the
was
right answer.
laughing at you saying drive a golf hit. I was throwing up in my mouth.
Look, it rattle us.
With a
did,
driver, so you can't drive. You only can with a driver. Do you
I
know
mean,
what I
you could say you drove the ball, but I think it's more.
you drive a ball. No,
Yeah.
you can drive the ball.
Yeah, but like I don't. I feel like that's not necessarily as much of the.
Oh,
terminology.
driven? Oh,
Driven.
driven.
I feel
Drive,
like that's more
drive,
cricket.
drive. Anyway,
Well, you've got the driver. So yeah,
No,
you can drive the
completely.
ball.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
I'm saying the vernacular use.
Sure. But back to my original point, before I was rudely cut off.
Sorry, bro.
Is that people on TV back in like the 60s all sounded the fucking same. Like even interviews and shit of people down the street, I'm like, you all sound identical. And it wigs me out.
yeah. And politicians eventually all sound the same too. Like they have that cadence of like really slow, sure speech.
Yeah.
know what I
Because
mean?
they're just and they're also using like diffusive words where it's like I'm saying
Nothing.
something that what I'm actually telling you. If I said it in like the real definition, you'd probably be very terrified. Like where we're
broke as a
monitoring your
country.
internet browsing or some shit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're just like we are keeping an eye across all things, and you're like, oh, that seems relatively reasonable.
We're just trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got your data and we're selling it to big tech.
We're
And you're just
listening
like,
to
can you
your
answer
TV.
the question? They're like, well, hang on. if you give me a second, that's exactly what I'm doing. And then they just dance around it for the next 5 minutes. You're like, but you're not though, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, though,
You know, if I was a fucking political reporter, I would rip out my own eyeballs with fury, with
But that's
rage.
the only time I reckon, though, when you are interviewing, and I'm not advocating this, but I am putting it out there as a potential option. When politicians are having to answer hard questions and they're dancing around it, I think it's reasonable on behalf of the nation that someone just comes out there and just puts a gun to their head and just goes, now listen, answer the question or you will be shot. I'm not saying we want to kill you. You have an opportunity to answer the question. Even if your answer is something we don't like, you aren't going to get shot. But if you don't answer this question, you will be shot. Just know that.
Oh, look, it could be seen as a little heavy-handed. Perhaps we take it back a level.
What if you don't shoot him in the head? What if you shoot him like in the thigh?
What about a cattle prod?
Okay.
Just taser him.
Fuck. I don't know if you'd want to be a politician if you're getting
Well,
fucking tasered.
I mean, I think that
We
the
just
only
answer
people
the
that want to be just answer the question. It's that simple.
That's simple.
You know what I mean? Look,
It's
I've
not-
got this cattle prod. I don't want to have to use
The
it.
last thing I want to do is have to
It's
cattle
usually
prod
for
anyway.
cattle.
Yeah.
But I will use it if you don't answer the question.
Okay.
And then they go, well, you know, if you give me a...
Look, I don't know if I agree with it, but I can understand where you're coming from.
He sounds like a politician.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
You just sit on the
Here we
fucking
go.
fence.
We need a cattle prod.
Here we go.
I want to say that.
Here we go.
You need a prod.
You need a cattle prod.
You need a good prod.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Might bring one in next week
Yeah,
and
we
start
should.
fucking.
Just put
Get
some
off the
electric
fence,
prod on
mate.
his chair.
Get off the fence.
Oh, yeah, here we go. On the fence. Give me a break. Now,
Sitting right on it. One leg over the other side.
Bloke on a fence.
We had a locomotive driver or engineer for train. Apparently they're called engineers in US and Canada. And as for pilots, or plane drivers, you got pilots.
engineer is a
and-
bit misleading.
Yeah,
It's like,
I didn't think
Well,
so.
yeah, that's a very zhuzhy name
Yeah.
for
Don't
no
spruce it up.
disrespect,
Yeah,
but like
that's just in the US and Canada. And then obviously airplane drivers, you got pilots and aviator.
So you'd be like, I'd like to see the engineer, please, in the US.
The main answer was locomotive driver, but
aviator is so sexy, I reckon.
yeah,
What are
I'm
you
with
doing?
you there. So is
I'm an
pilot
aviator.
even though as well. Pilot and aviator. I
Could
think.
you imagine their life? Let's say you're a young pilot, man or woman, just flying around the country, and you meet people in bars late at night and just be like smoking a fucking cigar or some shit. Be like, I'm a fucking aviator.
I'm a fucking aviator. Wear like those 1920s big
And it's like
aviator glasses.
1 a.m..
Yeah, inside 1 a.m. You actually don't even need them because you're indoors. when
and
you
it
fly.
covers your whole face, so even
Yeah.
if you're ugly, they can't see who you
And
are.
Doesn't
you got
matter,
Those,
but
and
you're
those
an
old
aviator.
like
Yeah.
those old like wartimey sort of like leathery hats as well. Dude, what do you do? Oh, I'm actually an aviator. It's like, oh, I couldn't notice from your big
Are
goggles.
you a
and hat.
civil fucking war
Yeah,
larper?
yeah. I'm a whatever those twin fucking biplanes. Yeah, I fly biplanes.
Oh, fuck. He's literally at the bar with one of those fucking caps and those goggles.
Yeah. Staying sharp, staying ready.
Usman Khawaja's a aviator.
Is he?
Yep.
Yeah. Flies
Because he's
planes.
got his pilot's license.
Good for him.
Man, he is a man of many talents. And
He
one
is.
of them is fucking Tonkin cherries.
Tonkin.
He likes Tongan.
I know he
Yeah.
hates that.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you hate that.
No, I love it. I love
Because
it.
when I first said it,
Yeah.
you came along with the joke. If you rewatch it, and he
Go
in the
back and rewatch
corner,
it.
go
Dan
back
hasn't-
and watch it, and
Dan
he was
hasn't
like,
let
he was
go.
going, no, that's not how you say it. And you were going along with the joke. So he
Well,
hates it.
you know.
Deep down, he hates it.
I don't love it.
Yeah, exactly. So was I right or was I right?
No, because I don't hate it. You said I hate it. I don't
You're a
hate
hater.
it. I like it.
You're a
Why
hater.
don't you like it?
I don't know.
I think it's cute.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's cute.
So?
There's nothing wrong
You
with
don't like
cute.
things cute?
I love cute things. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say I hated it. That was what
You said you don't like it.
I think it's cute. I said I
So
don't
you
hate
don't
it.
like cute things?
No, I think I like it because it's cute. I don't love it.
What part of Tonkin cherries doesn't make sense to you?
Well, what I like is that it's you using cricket terminology that you're still wrapping your head around because you're trying to get into cricket more, which is great.
Yeah, that is the joke. That is the joke.
That is the joke.
Yeah, yeah. But what part of it doesn't make sense?
Well, because it doesn't make sense. It's because it's a new term that I like that you've coined a new
Could you say
phrase.
innovative?
You
Could you say that?
You could say that.
Bringing new terms already to cricket. I don't know nothing about it.
Dude, changing the game.
Changing the game.
Yeah.
There's a deep-seated hate there for it, though, I think.
If people start saying, "Jeez, he's tonked that cherry," is that going to fuck you off?
No, dude, I think then I'll
It
be
will
proud.
kill him. He'll be sitting there going, fuck all.
Imagine if he catches himself saying it. Oh,
He told me that cherry.
Did anyone hear that? I'm going to keep an eye on that. See
Yeah.
if he
Yeah,
says
you
it.
keep an eye on
I
it.
will.
No, you
Now
keep
he's going to never say it, which means he hates it. And he hates
Well,
me, and he hates me
There's
by
a very
proxy.
real chance I was never going to say it, but
What? See, that's a dig.
well, no, just because I've already got.
I would
my
say
ingrained-
something that
I've
you
already got
brought
my
up.
ingrained. It's not. It's not
No,
an anti
language
thing.
changes all the time.
Absolutely,
I use
it
words
does.
now I wasn't using 5 years
Goosey,
ago.
Goosey
course.
didn't really exist. It was
Well,
Goose Step.
listen, don't worry. We've come up with our fair share of terminologies.
And I say them all.
But all
I'm not a
saying
hater.
is, I'm not a hater. It just doesn't fucking roll off.
So you don't back your mates. That's what you're saying.
No, I back my mates.
Or are we not mates? Like,
no, we're mates.
Okay,
I mean, I
okay.
wasn't invited to your wedding, but I do back you, despite that.
Okay, that's interesting. Would you say Tonkin cherries, Matt? Backing me up?
Well, he has to.
Well,
No, it
I told you what I said. I told you Tonkin cherries.
No, you said tonking.
Oh,
and I
so
said the
he's
cherries.
Cherries.
So
You
he's
said- I
stolen it
said-
off Matty.
No.
Now claiming it as his
Now
own.
you've lied there, Matty.
Wow.
I
here we
said,
go.
what's a
Or
cricket
come up with
phrase?
a new cricket word.
And you said tonkin.
Nah, he's right. He's
Two
right.
And then I
dumbasses.
said
There
Tonkin
we go.
cherries.
Wow. Okay.
So good on you, Matty. You've just
Yeah.
fucking made a lie up that he's going to run with.
There we go. They can't even fucking get their own.
But see how much he hates the saying. He wants division.
Get their own.
He
facts
wants it.
straight.
He wants it to not go ahead, which is okay. I
I
understand.
didn't have to do anything there though, punters, dribblers. They did it themselves.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Very interesting.
You gotta keep your enemies close, but keep your friends even closer.
That's what they say.
That's it.
That's it. That's the saying.
Yeah.
That is the saying. That's the saying. So look, if you learnt one thing from this podcast is keep your enemies close, but keep your friends closer.
even closer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why would
Than
you
that.
want your enemies
Why would
closer
you
than
hang
your
out with
friends?
your fucking enemies? That seems
Yeah.
like a
I always
counterintuitive.
found that saying a little odd, and it needed revision, and now it's been revised. I think
Exactly.
it sounds much better.
Makes more sense.
way more sense.
Who
'Cause
keeps
if
their
you-
enemies closer than their
But if
fucking
your-
friends?
But if your friends are so close, they like sleep over and shit, stay at your house, go on holidays and shit with them.
That means
What the
you're
fuck?
passionate.
We're your
Where are
enemy.
your enemies?
Your
Yeah.
enemies are bloody. You're
passionate.
inside you, basically.
You maybe got to marry him.
Go around passion your enemies.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that?
Hooking
I
up
don't
with
wanna
your
do-
enemies. I don't.
Get up with your enemies.
I guess, but also like
That's basically what the saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's basically
fuck
it.
your enemies.
Yeah.
Fuck
pretty
your
much.
enemies if you want to really be
Safe.
Switch
safe.
off.
I don't. I mean, also like you got to have enemies for that to even make sense, right?
Who has
Yeah,
enemies?
who has enemies?
People have enemies.
I think
Powerful
maybe-
people have enemies.
Yeah, we-
Maybe
people
People
it's
that-
like
we are.
also that phrase was made up when it was like people did have enemies.
Do you have an enemy though? Do you
No.
reckon?
No. I mean Ryan Girdler. Other than that, no enemies. Do you have an enemy?
No,
I can't think that you have.
I
an
don't
enemy.
think I have any enemies. Because, is a hater an enemy or is a
No.
hater?
No, because
Haters
that's
not an enemy.
hating's often
enemies-
is more one way. Even,
Yeah,
you know?
you know all about
Enemies
that.
are like, people have fucked each other over, maybe. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, enemy's so heavy. Like if someone said to you and they're came to you and was like, oh, I've got this person as my enemy, you'd be like,
Damn, dude.
you
I
like
guess
a
if someone
spy?
fucked you over in a business
like-
sense, maybe you'd be an enemy.
It's like hating someone.
yeah. It's like war kind of talk.
Yeah. If you hate someone, it's like, ooh.
They'd have to have really wronged you to hate.
Is hate the inverse of love?
Yes.
It's a great question.
Is
Edward.
that a great question? Yeah.
It's a great question.
Isn't it? Hate,
Why?
isn't
Are
it?
you assuming that it is?
Well, it's like love, hate.
Well, I don't think it is
sun.
because think about it like this.
Light,
If it was
dark.
the
How many?
opposite,
But if it was the opposite, you'd hate people, wouldn't you?
well, if it's the opposite, think about all the things
hate
you
it?
do.
Right, so you're saying because you love, you
I love
must
a lot of
hate
people.
But does that mean you have to hate?
Not
because
necessarily.
there's an opposite?
What I'm saying is,
Just saying
is that
hate's rare.
if it is the opposite, let's say there's one person in your life. Do you hate them?
No,
Is there one person in your life that you hate?
I don't think so.
Off the top of my head, no.
Let's just say there is. Let's say there's one
Yeah,
person.
Right.
You don't put as much energy into them as the person that you love. Therefore, it's not the same. It's not the opposite. Because you would have to put as much effort in
To hating.
to hating as loving for it to have the same impact on your life and the impact.
Could you
of
say
what it
though
is.
it's just the opposite emotion in the same like where, and I don't even know exactly if this makes sense, but like something like the feeling of pain is the opposite to no pain, is it? Or but like, do you know what I mean? It's like you don't have
pleasure?
to.
Because
Are you getting
pain
that
makes you go,
pleasure? Yeah.
oh, and pleasure makes you go,
Oh,
Yeah.
so like you don't have to.
Wait, how does it make you go? Oh, Jesus Christ. What pleasure are you fucking
I was
talking about?
looking at you. I was mimicking the face you were making.
Yeah, I
you were
went-
like, oh.
I didn't actually fucking come in the mic.
Well, sorry, dude. I'm a very.
That was a lot.
Jesus.
That was passionate.
Check his pants. Holy shit.
Don't check him.
No, I won't be checking them.
You know,
I
I'm now
spied
lost.
them.
I'm now lost.
But you were saying something
rattled.
about no pain, no gain.
Well, no, I'm just saying that like
And keeping your friends
you
close.
don't have
not
to
your
hate.
enemies.
You don't have to hate for it to be the opposite of love.
I just don't think
IMO.
that, technically I don't think they're the opposite. Or
I don't think it's like yin and yang.
Yeah.
Hate and love. I don't think.
Do you need to have an opposite to love, or
does
is it just that
anyone
it's
really
another
hate
emotion?
someone though?
Yeah, there would be,
People
of
hate
course they
people.
fucking mate. If someone
really
fucked
hate
you
someone.
over,
No, I'm talking about, we're talking generalities here, not specific. Like the general populace, do you think they hate people?
yes,
The general populace.
Some people would, for sure.
Yes,
what about like an
that's
Are you
age
talking
partner?
about what percentage of people hate people?
I'm saying let's
What are
say
you saying?
let's say 70% of the population. Do you reckon they hate someone?
Well, let's just. Do you hate anyone?
Nah. Hate for me is like I want bad things to happen.
Do
to
you
them.
hate anyone, Matt?
Very much dislike someone, but I don't think I hate them.
Wow, look at this old angry ant. Who is it?
Jesus, relax,
Name
bro.
him.
So what we're saying, 1 in 4 hate?
So, so all four of us said no, we don't hate anyone.
Well, he just said he does.
Whereas
No,
I love.
He just wasn't
plenty of
prepared to
people.
say it on the mic.
You're a sicko, bro.
Yeah.
I can
Maybe
relax,
I
bro.
do, but I can't think of any.
Are you facing him?
Yeah, interesting. Look, plane drivers or what's the word again? Aviators. They all sound the same. Now, 3 pitch invaders over the weekend. I think this is a great example of the fine line between being a lovable, enjoyable pitch invader that we can all get behind and a fucking punish.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
The chick who got snapped,
Chick, love
lovable.
it, fun,
Loved
great.
it.
Just a good, honest rugby
Streaker.
league streaker
And snapping.
who got snapped in half.
And got
it
up
was
and
good
loved
to
it.
see. Well, look, because the snapping was pure. It was a pure snap.
Yeah.
You know?
Wasn't
Timing
a
was
head high
impeccable.
either.
It wasn't high. Just in between, so the body crumples over itself.
Yep.
And you get up. The grass isn't good, Nick.
Yeah.
I love to see it. But then it gets a little bit...
When you bring the flares into the
The
situation.
flares get a bit old.
The flare is almost like
I'm good. I'm here for nudity.
and a good time.
and
A good time and a snapping at the right time of a match. Now, that doesn't mean that I want to see that big fat streaker who ran onto the ground in Origin. I don't want to see that.
No.
Because there's too much on the line, bro.
Yeah.
And you're ruining it.
There's a lot on the line.
Whereas that chick, she chose to do it when a conversion was being taken just after a try. No one gives a fuck.
Look, the
Everyone's-
timing, that's good, honest rugby league. I love that
That's
shit.
almost perfect
It's
timing.
a perfect time.
Mitchell Moses having a good laugh, letting his
Yeah.
hair down.
Exactly. No one's, it's in between, there's a break in play.
Honestly, it
I don't
added
think
to the
anyone would,
spectacle.
and no one would, you wouldn't be able to get over that, I don't think. You would never get sick of seeing a streaker get snapped while there's a break in play.
It's beautiful. It's literally the perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
Then
Whereas-
the other one who tackled the security guard, if that didn't happen in the same weekend with all these streakers and the flare guy, I think we look back at that gentleman as one of the great Australians. But I think it was too much. I think we were all over it by that
Yeah,
stage.
I think that was like, I see where you're coming from with that, but I also believe like running on to tackle a Seki, it's funny, it is funny, but it's like,
It's brazen.
it's very brazen.
It is very brazen.
Coming on with a flare, bro,
Come on, dude.
come on, bro.
Come on.
Come on, bro.
Because you know what? The worst part about it is because he's coming with a flare, then people draw the bow that, oh, well, fuck, you could run on with anything,
Yeah.
right? And then that could wing out the higher aboves, and then they've got to
I think
make
it has.
strong
Yeah.
stance on.
That guy's in jail for 3 months apparently.
Yeah.
But
Surely
like-
they let him out because it's a waste of resources. But
I know what you mean.
But
Now-
they're
now we don't
ruining
get the
they're
good one.
ruining the fun of the streaker.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
may lose the streaker forever because of these dickheads bringing what could be classed as a weapon.
You don't
on
want
the
this to become a Gallen punching Nate Miles, then we never get to see punch-ons ever again. Like,
Yes.
let's not ruin it for everyone.
I think the flare guy was a professional protester, so he
Yeah,
got
it was
thrown
an
in
actual
jail.
political.
How do you be a
political
professional?
It's
You
a
can't
political protest.
Yeah,
a
about
professional
Adani or some
protest.
shit.
Was it Adani? Which got
I'm not
swept.
sure.
Don't know.
I'm not
Anyway.
sure. But anyway, look, the fact that we are now potentially going to lose the beautiful streaker that we saw, Titans. Like, for example, the Ashes streakers were so fucking fun when you're watching the Ashes. And all those people were sprinting on the field and that. Like, not all those people. That's fun stuff.
It's just good honest
Good,
rugby league.
good honest rugby league, good honest cricket, as I would know.
Yeah, Tonkin cherries.
Just Tonkin cherries. They said it. Boom.
There
Boom.
you
He
go,
said
mate.
it.
Got it.
There you go.
There
That's one.
That's one.
Yeah.
Let's see if you keep going.
See how many times I can get
Look,
it out this episode.
I'd make a plea to the NRL right here, right now. Please don't take away our nudity.
No.
You know, don't take it
Don't
away.
take the streaker away from us. Just get the Sekis. And I don't know if we were talking about this obviously recently, but like it's like worthy adversary, semi out of shape. Seki.
Semi out of shape.
But I mean like a semi out of shape Seki v a semi out of shape just run of the mill person, and they're just having
out.
it's a battle within a battle.
Yeah.
Inside the game, we've got a Seki and just trying to catch someone who's got maybe just even the slightest bit of footwork. Sekis all seem to be wearing shoes as well. Why aren't the Sekis wearing footy boots?
It's like they're wearing ice skates out there.
Shouldn't they wear
sometimes.
footy boots? Like if you're trying to chase someone,
Well, some do, some
and they
do.
change direction
Yeah, so
real
no,
quick.
no,
These
some-
Sekis slip over everywhere.
Oh, are you saying the Seki should be in footy boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Well, some do wear. Some Sekis
Oh,
do.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
the
wear
ones that
footy
take it
boots.
seriously.
Ones that actually take their job seriously.
Keen beans.
Well, look, I respect it.
So do I.
I think there should be some sort of like, you know how in bull riding, if you stay on the bull for 10 seconds, you're max points
And you get off.
and you get
Yeah.
off. If you're a streaker and you stay out there for like longer than 20 seconds, 30 seconds, I don't reckon you should be fined.
No,
like
I agree with that.
I like that.
I agree with that. You should get some sort of award.
Well, I think you get a pat on the back. Go, good on you, mate.
Thanks,
Well done.
Brought the ratings
Yeah.
back. We all had fun.
You don't have to. We'll waive the 5Gs
Wave the 5 Gs and we'll give you like a badge.
because you're actually pumping the crowd up. Then people are like, fucking oath, yes, step.
Yeah.
I tell you what we don't want to do. We don't want to take it back to the days, because streaking is obviously as old as time. Older than time. We don't want to take it back to the days of the Roman Colosseum where you would literally get killed if you struck.
No.
Is it called struck or
let
streaked?
a lion like run around.
Yeah.
the
Do
ground
you reckon there
and
was
stuff.
streakers in the Colosseum? I reckon they'd be pretty loose back then.
I mean,
Have a few
Look,
fucking
if
warm beers down your gullet.
If you were streaking in the Colosseum with like tigers and lions and shit, people with fucking bow and arrows and swords, you are an impressive individual.
Yeah, I don't think they need
Like,
to
you've got
threaten you with a
serious
fine.
stone.
But think about how blind some of those Colosseum people would have been in the crowd. I reckon back in those days, someone would have done it.
But imagine that, you fall in there and you can't get out and you're like, I'm not a slave. And they're like, well,
Yeah, I know.
why are you down here, bro?
Yeah, you're a slave now, bro. You're about to die.
There's a lot on the line jumping into the Colosseum, a lot more than today.
We don't want to take it back to those days.
No,
I
I'd
don't
love
think
to
so.
see that thing filled with water and ships going around it. Like, just
They did flood
That's
it.
what I mean. The fact that they were able to do that blows my mind because, like, I've been there and it looks like obviously not in as good a nick as it was back then. But how are you keeping water in there?
How do they
Also,
get
how
the
long
water
does it take
through
to
there?
fill it
Plug.
up?
Fuck.
Plugs.
But how long are you taking to fill it up? Is someone siphoning it in there from a fucking river?
You just take the plug
Oh,
out.
you just pull the plug out.
Hey, Dar, where's the
You
plug?
turn the tap on.
All right,
water
and then
in,
someone swims down
plug.
and pulls the plug out.
Caesar was
And
like,
then
hey,
someone's-
Dar, where's
yeah.
the plug?
There's
Where's
like
the bloody
plug guys. They have to swim to the bottom and
Fucking whoop.
Okay.
Big giant plug.
Right, and they just pull it out.
pretty fucking simple, man.
That's, yeah. That is
That
simple.
does
That was a
make
dumb
sense.
question.
It's just a dumb
That's
question.
a dumb
Silly,
question.
silly
Dumbest
question.
thing you've ever said.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, streaking in the Colosseum days, tell you what, the crowd would get up.
Oh, that would have got up and about.
Oh, no, he's dead.
No, he's done. Oh, well.
Dude just died.
Yeah, that's a big fine.
the
They would have
guy
been
died.
taking markets as well. What's he paying to come out with all his limbs?
Would there have been bookies back then?
Yeah, there was.
Really?
Yeah.
Hectic.
Yeah.
But it was more like on a system. You'd be like, yeah, I bet fucking this amount of money. And then you're like, I'm fucking out of here when you lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Colosseum is like, think about it. Like people going there to battle to the death and people in the crowd like, yeah. That's wild. That is
That's a
fucking
wild gear.
So massive congratulations to, was it Friday Night Streaker?
Yes.
Massive respect. You entertained us. The other ones, not so much.
No. And good on her
they
for
got-
coming out
they
and
got
going,
less
I got snapped
palatable.
and I enjoyed
Yes.
it.
Yes, less palatable. Saturday one. Now, on to Latrell, out for up to 8 weeks.
Now, this is a suspension, isn't it? He's taking everyone else's mistakes.
Yeah, he's not injured.
No, this is a suspension.
Yeah.
Trying to do it as, it's a hammy. No, he's getting suspended
It's
because
just a little-
Junior Paulo did that high tackle.
It's a Latrell play.
Yeah.
We talked about this the other
Talk about
week.
this.
Junior Paulo, that hit was disgraceful, and Latrell needed to cop the 8 weeks for it.
I think for optics, they're saying that it's a hammy.
Yeah.
But that's just optics.
We know that's optics. That's all it is. Tough,
He may never
tough
play
for
again.
Rabbitohs.
He may
No,
never
well,
play.
I mean, exactly. If someone does something else while he's suspended, this 8 weeks could balloon out to maybe 15,
What's interesting
20.
is that, he
26 weeks. Man, he may not play for another 2 years.
30 weeks, 40 weeks.
Is he done? Is that the end of his career?
Could be. Maybe the last time we talk about him.
Suspended forever.
Latrell Mitchell.
It's like Jesus dying for sins. Latrell is suspended for
Well, the
Sins of every
the
rugby
timing
league
is...
player.
Timing, Easter.
Is Latrell Jesus?
I think Latrell might be Jesus.
Is he rugby league Jesus?
I think so.
He plays like him?
He does. Not since
Don't know if
Jesus
he's a
have we seen
carpenter.
a
Is he,
talent.
is he a
He'd be
carpenter
all right,
skills?
Chippy. He'd be able to
an
do it.
alright
He's a
Chippy.
country lad, Latrell. I reckon he could fucking work with his
I could
hands.
see him with a tool belt on.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Jesus said, like, I'm a chippy? Or do you reckon he said, like...
No, he said I'm a chippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
fucking
Not.
oath.
Jesus takes smoko breaks all the time.
Everyone
loves
needs Smoko
Smoko.
breaks. Smoko breaks are the best.
Yeah.
But Jesus used to take the piss. He used to go for like too long.
Yeah. But he's
Do you
like,
reckon they're on the
whoops,
they're in
sorry,
the
I'm
It was like
Jesus.
15 minutes for Smoko, and he'd take like 20, 25, 30.
And he'd have ciggies on the job. It's like, bro, like have a ciggy on your, like, don't have a cigarette while we're actually doing shit here.
And he'd tick up the food van. He owes the food van like $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I'll pay you back. I'm good for it. I'm the son of Christ.
And he'd have a
Son
Coke
of
at
God.
Smoko and a Coke at lunch. I loved it.
Yeah.
Sugars every day.
What's interesting is some journalists have already come out and said that Latrell needs to move back to the centres because he doesn't have the gas tank for fullback. That's like, fuck, did we not just watch a whole year of Latrell absolutely?
That's what I mean.
killing it at
Last year
fullback?
was like, well, Latrell's proved that he is the fullback, and then now it's like he's injured. It's like, well, I don't know if Latrell's a fullback. You're like, well, okay. I was watching, and I'm assuming we're all talking about NRL 360. I was watching it, and I was like, how long here? I was like, oh, this is all pretty, like, you know, like, feel sorry for Latrell, bad injury. I'm like, how is this thing how long until we kick over to, like, criticising him? Like, and here we are. Latrell shouldn't play fullback, injury prone, and not in shape. Like, all right, great, perfect.
How injured has he been since he's played fullback? Is there any merit?
They brought up his stats. That's what I liked. It was so, like, the guys, they brought up his stats, and it was like how many games he's played since he's moved to South, how many he's missed, how many finals games he's missed, how many he's played. And it was, again, like, it didn't make for great reading if you're looking at that, but it's like, it's also just footy, I think, and you get injured sometimes.
But, like, these injuries are, like, hectic injuries. They're not like he's not taking care of his body. It's a little tear here, a little tear there, niggly here. No,
and also,
like,
10 of those weeks were for suspension.
Yeah, 10 were for suspension.
Which but but helps pad the narrative, doesn't it?
Mm.
I think
the
they,
other
in
one
fairness
was
to NRL 360, they didn't say suspension and injury, just...
Right.
These two injuries are like hectic tears. Like the other one, he was put in a crazy awkward position, so that's like a one-off situation. And then this one is like rugby league, like you're going to tear your hammy, like it's going to happen. But what does this mean for Souths? I think they'll be okay. I think they proved last year that they can. I mean, they're not going to win the premiership without him, in my opinion. But I think last year they proved that they can go all right without him.
They can go all right without him, yes, but it's different to last year because they also don't have Gagai, they also don't have Reynolds. It just seems like...
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's a given they're not the same team as they were last year, like levels-wise. But I think the impact won't be as drastic as some may assume because they don't have Gagai on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Blake Taff has played... You also have to remember Taff has played more footy as well, so he's more experienced.
Yep.
But it is a big loss. And you're right, like the loss of Gagai has been huge.
Funny, no one was really talking about it being that way.
Yeah.
No one really felt it.
You could argue it's bigger than Reynolds. You could argue. Because Ilias has been fantastic. Reynolds is still
You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
I've heard people
have
say
you heard that
before.
say?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I think you came up with that.
I did come up with that, and it's true in this occasion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you come up with
Gagai? Just a fucking shitload of experience out there, mate. An old leader.
And he rips every game. He rips and tears. Barely, like he loves to get in on the action. Heaps of runs.
Injects himself.
He loves injecting himself.
He loves injecting
not in like
himself.
not in that way.
Inject himself into football, mate.
Yes, not injecting
with
himself.
Other stuff.
No, that's not what we're saying. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
Injecting himself.
Latrell's a massive out, mate.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a massive out. Do you reckon, like 8 weeks? Do you reckon if you had to make a prediction, will they be in the 8 when he returns?
Good chat.
Question.
What's their run? I think their run is actually pretty good.
soft draw.
Yeah, they got a bye, and they play all bottom 8 sides, I think, except for one maybe. Could you just check for us?
I'll give you the full run.
Broncos would be part of that bottom 8, wouldn't they? There you guys
have to
be. You guys, well, if it's a bottom 8 thing we're talking about, then it'd have to be Broncos.
So, Bulldogs, Tigers, Seagulls, Broncos, Warriors, Raiders, Tigers.
It honestly couldn't get better.
Oh, that's like...
They lose to Manly,
There's
but
a guaranteed loss in there to Manly, but the other games are pretty fucking cruisy.
Yeah.
Tigers twice?
Tigers twice.
That's nice.
Broncos?
And a bye as well.
Broncos.
And a bye, yeah.
And a bye.
I think it's also a good opportunity. Like, you know, in all fairness, he is a bit underdone. So this is a good opportunity for him to get fit, you know, whilst he's, in rehab and that.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do a lot of cardio in season because you're just trying to get fit for the weekend. Whereas now that he's not playing, you can focus on that. But centre's in contention for New South Wales. If he doesn't make it back in time, there's Matt Burton, there's Zach Lomax, Campbell Graham, Katoni Staggs, Stephen Crichton, Bradman Best.
Brad Parker.
I don't think that's on
Did you put him in there? Why wouldn't you put him in?
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's all right, Matty. Look, we all make mistakes. That's fine.
Sure.
Mate, we've got some fucking very nice
Talakai's also a smoky.
Talakai's a smoky, bro.
Talakai's a motherfucker.
Imagine him in Origin.
How old is he?
24, 25, I think.
It's about 25.
He's a smoky. He's a fucking serious
He's
smoky.
a fucking rugby league handful.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think Matt Burton would go, given the club he's at now? It's been a trying start to the season.
Playing 5'8". Like, he's good. He played last year, but like he's...
while he's playing 5'8".
Yeah, well, I just mean with the options we've got at
he's the Dalian
there.
centre outside of Cleary and Lure.
I don't think he's forgotten how to play centre
I'm
in
not saying
fucking
he has,
6
but do you
games.
pick someone who's been playing centre all season, or do you pick Matt Burton?
But Manly picks blokes in centre that don't play centre. I mean, the New South Wales, Tommy never plays at centre, and neither does Latrell.
Is he the best option? I wouldn't even, he's definitely a good option, and he was great last year, but he's been playing 5'8" all year, and someone like Stephen Crichton has been swinging that hot dick around.
Sure. I'd be more concerned that Matt Burton's been playing at the Bulldogs, and...
You don't want to bring a bit of that stink to the Origin.
Well, not
arena.
like that. It's just Christ. It's hard to get into a groove, into a swing of things at a new club that's doing relatively poorly.
Relatively.
I think the front runner
Not
right
as
now.
poor as last year.
Not much better.
I think the front runner right now would be Stephen Crichton.
Yeah.
His
SC.
connection, because then you've got Luai Cleary, Isaiah Yeo, and him, plus if
Combo.
Martin plays,
Yeah.
and
Mate,
To'o,
basically the whole fucking side.
Yeah, exactly.
which is insane because a few years ago they had only one player in the New South Wales side. So this is the stats for Stephen Crichton. 5 games, 3 tries, 1 try assist, 8 tackle breaks, 3 line breaks, 151 metres, only 16 missed tackles. It's actually him and Campbell Graham. Oh no, Zach Lomax has less. Wow, I didn't know that. That's great. Now here's Zach Lomax's stats. A try, 1 try assist, 11 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 122 average metres, 7 missed tackles. Here is Campbell Graham. 5 games, 3 tries, 1 try assist, 20 tackle breaks, 4 line breaks, 142 metres and 16 missed tackles. Then you've got Tony Staggs, 5 games, 1 try, 26 tackle breaks, 14 of them were last week, 4 line breaks, 98 average metres, 20 missed tackles. I think you'd say Zach Lomax right now statistically is probably ahead.
How many tackle breaks has Lomax got?
11.
11.
Would you say Lomax has got the best stats?
Crichton, 8 tackle breaks.
Why has Lomax got the best stats? Did I miss something there?
Well, he's got half the missed tackle, more he's only got 7 missed tackles.
Yeah.
Which you need in Origin.
Obviously, yeah.
He's got, let's go up.
20 tackle. Oh, no, it's... Campbell Graham looked pretty good.
He does. Zach Lomax is a fucking beast.
11 tackle breaks, 1 line break.
What do you... Has Freddy got a relationship with anyone of these
Well,
potentials?
Campbell Graham was in the side, was in the squad as the sort of 18th man or some shit.
Crichton,
wasn't he?
Graham, and Lomax probably the closest relationship. Lomax, he literally nicknamed Lomax the Gift. So when he was younger, so he's known Lomax.
So he's known him for a
while.
long time.
But the most recently, Campbell Graham and Crichton were in the squad most recently. So Zach Lomax has never made the extended squad.
I feel like Zach Lomax in a good side.
Yeah, he has. He's been in this. He was in the 20.
Yeah, he was
20
named an
squad.
extended squad.
Extended squad.
I mean, as in 18th, 19th.
Oh, no.
Whereas Crichton was literally 19th
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Graham was literally 19th man, correct?
Yeah.
I think Zach Lomax
I think Graham
in
got
a
injured,
good rugby
but-
league side, no disrespect, would be fantastic. I feel like he's a bit of a victim of the Dragons. Some of the shit he pulls off. It's
crazy.
There was one, maybe it was in a
I
trial,
don't-
but this against South, this
the
in and away, this jinking
That was
in
in
and
the
away, beat
trials.
3 players, throws
Crazy.
a flick pass,
So- Not
Big
like
boy.
who the fuck on the planet could do that?
Yeah.
and he can kick.
He's
So
a
many
big
people.
boy too.
Yeah. I'm getting going off that 7 missed tackles yarn.
That's what I like as
and
well.
the fucking Dragons, no offense, it's not like they haven't
They
getting,
don't mind missing tackles.
It's not like they haven't been getting points scored against them,
I would also say I don't think his stats actually reflect the amount of big plays that he's had. Like how many times has he flicked to Ravalawa and Ravalawa's dropped, something that he probably should have caught.
Yeah.
Or he didn't score off it, but he did make a break or whatever. Like I think it's almost nearly once a game that he's done a crazy flick pass that should have been caught.
He's got a lot of skills.
But Campbell Graham, super fast, averaging just the second most meters. Look, the good thing is that you've got fucking absolute throbbers there.
Yeah.
Absolute
I
throbbers.
don't think Brady Best is at Origin level yet.
Not yet.
Too early, I think.
Bit grain.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he does hit his strides, he will fucking kill Origin.
It'll be terrifying.
Well, have you heard of the term rugby league handful, Denon?
I haven't.
Well, that's what Bradman
that's
Best.
Bradman Best.
Okay.
Arguably 2 hands. Could be 3.
Well, 3
His
hands.
ceiling, I think, is 3.5 hands.
If you need 3 hands,
4 hands.
4 hands.
If you need 3 hands to
hands in a
handle
mouth.
yourself,
4 hands in a mouth. That's a lot.
a rugby league mouthful.
Yeah, he's a rugby league
it's
mouth.
rugby league. Yeah, that's Bradman Best. That's his ceiling.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's his ceiling. There's a lot of,
Might not be
There's
Yeah,
handfuls and there's mouthfuls.
There's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Not many get the rugby league mouthful.
No, not many. If you're a mouthful, whoa,
Who's a rugby
baby.
league mouthful?
Well, Bradman at this stage.
Tom Trbojevic?
Tommy Turbo's
Tommy
the rugby
Turbo's
league
the whole.
mouthful.
He's hands and mouth.
His hands
baby.
and mouth, yeah. Hand, foot, mouth.
He's hand, foot, mouth.
A rugby league hand, foot, mouth.
Now,
Correct.
the argument for a guy like Katoni is like, yes, he hasn't had a good first few games. He played incredible last week. The one thing that Katoni needed to do in those other games is like just get more involved. Like you'd think that in Origin he would be up for it and would get involved as fuck. So you could argue
20 missed tackles.
Yeah, too many.
I'm saying like you could argue that certain players are like built for Origin, and Stags you could like.
Are you trying to push? And he's not at this current juncture.
After one good game.
Don't you start trying to push substandard centres into the new South Wales side, right? 20 missed tackles.
I am not doing that.
Before you're
right
like,
now,
fucking it's all about missed tackles, then Katoni rolls in, you're like, I think he goes
right now, I would have Katoni, 4th or 5th. What I am saying, though, is that whole built for Origin thing, Katoni Stags could be that
he
guy.
is strong as fuck.
No, I 100%
You know what I'm
agree
saying?
with you. Yeah, and look, he's had a different start to the season. Last week was good. If he keeps fucking rolling that out,
Yeah.
then you start asking questions.
Yeah,
you
we've
go,
got time.
Jesus, okay.
We've got
There's
time.
time. There is time. Like, there was points at last season before he got injured that I was like, mate,
What's doing?
holy
How many highlights does he have
fuck.
of throwing a
yeah.
bloke? That usually happens once in a career.
He is, like, so fucking strong. He's power to weight, Tom.
Do you reckon he wears
Unbelievable,
shoes?
mate.
Do you reckon he wears shoes
On the job.
on the job?
Well, I don't
The
know
grip?
whether he has maybe some natural grip about him. You know what I mean? He seems like a sort
Digs
of guy
the
who's got
toes
like
in.
really strong
Really
feet.
digs the toes in.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, digs the toes in, mate.
yeah.
Digs the toes.
I don't think he
right in.
needs footwear. Not like
Nah,
Tom.
Yeah.
not like me.
I mean, if anyone missed it, apparently Tom wears
Terrific.
footwear
That's
in the
this
bedroom.
isn't-
For
listen,
more grip.
That's
For more
not what-
grip. That's his words, quote, unquote.
Well, he
you
brought it up.
can-
He brought it up.
No,
He said,
incorrect.
I
Incorrect.
need more grip. You said I need more grip.
Incorrect.
You said I wear
You
shoes.
said sometimes
I
I
This
need
is
need
more
more
lies.
grip. And I'll
This
put the
is
sand shoes
lies.
on.
And then we said, why don't you get AstroTurf?
Thankfully, it's
in your
recorded
room?
and you can
Go
go,
back
and
and
review
listen to it.
Review the tape.
Head over to Hello Sport. Watch the live yesterday. Don't subscribe though. Just watch the
Make
live
sure you
and then come back
subscribe.
here.
You know, we're going to delete that live. It's been deleted, unfortunately. But what did happen was Denon asked, would you wear shoes on the job? And I said, if you need grip. That seems like a reasonable...
You said when I need grip.
Yeah,
I said,
when
if
I
you
need
needed grip, that would be the only time you'd wear shoes.
And we were going, geez, Tommy's powerful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not.
Tommy thrusts.
He's got a thrust in him. He's got his license to thrust.
I do have that license, but that's more in a, just a moving and shaking context.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Good for you, buddy.
I'm a terrible lover.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, you got to be.
Select tomorrow.
Select
you guys,
tomorrow?
New South Wales selectors right now.
Brad Parker.
Who are you putting in the centre position for New South
Stephen
Wales?
Crichton.
Crichton because of the other Panther players in the side. If it wasn't fucking Luai and Cleary and Isaiah Yeo and fucking Liam Martin, all those brothers in there, I think I would be going with Zach Lomax because he gets me going.
Oh, he gets me going too. Campbell Graham's a pretty safe option too. He fucking
Yep.
option too.
Do you think if they pick a right centre, then they'll put Tommy on the left because he can go anywhere?
Paul, what, sorry?
They'll put Tom Trbojevic on the left because they can go anywhere? Or
Well, I think didn't Crichton play that position like
yeah,
years ago?
Crichton did, but pretty much everyone else is a right centre.
Or in
Speaking
newsflash,
hypothetically.
Tommy can play wherever the fuck you put him.
Oi, extra, read all about it. Tommy can play fucking wherever he wants, man.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Tommy plays on all sides of the field.
Yeah,
So
He's
you
the
know.
first player to literally be selected in both
exactly.
sides.
Yeah, he's playing both
Dude, he
positions.
loves left and he loves right.
Yeah.
He loves trying
He really can. Though.
scoring
That's
tries
what's
on that.
fucking crazy.
So we're not worried. Put him wherever.
Who gives a
Okay.
shit?
He can play in the front row and you know it.
I do know it.
Exactly.
You do know it.
You know
I
it.
know it.
You know it, dude.
I'm aware of it.
You know it.
Yeah, don't pretend like you don't.
But
It's been
as
brought
a
to my attention.
Queenslander, going through these alphas, right,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
replace an alpha must make you wet your pants a little bit.
Not at all. I think that we're in
Not
a
at all?
real strong position.
Dude, your pants are soaking.
My
You're
pants are dry as
sopping
shit.
wet, mate.
Literally dry as anything right now.
No, you pissed yourself. Those bloke shorts are phenomenal. One thing that you can tell with the new bloke shorts on sale now, if they're not sold out, do your own research. But they absorb piss really well, and Denon's soaking.
They're the blokes
right
that piss
now.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like Denon when he goes through New South Wales replacements for Latrell Mitchell.
just so you
They
know.
were designed specifically for that.
For soaking
For
up
reading
piss.
teams that you're scared of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're a Queenslander because you're scared of everything.
I think right now, scared of everything. Right now, Queensland are actually building quite nicely. I think Tino is looking real good for the Titans. He's a key player in the side. I think he'll play front row. Paddy Carrigan, he'll be back by the time Queensland rolls around. I'm pretty sure you put
Has
him
he
at
played
13.
Origin yet?
He hasn't, but he's a Such a gun.
Yeah, pick a rookie. It's cool.
And then, you've got a slew of choices at the back. You got Walsh, you got Ponga, you got AJ Brimson, you got Munster in red hot form.
You know what? The biggest, you've fucking Christian Welsh, friend of the show, out.
Yeah, that is
a
big fucking out.
When
Collins is playing well.
And when he went off last year, I think he went off for a concussion. You guys
Yeah.
fell into a literal.
I'll take that. Walsh is a big loss.
Do you not think Ponga will start at
Welsh.
1?
Welsh. Christian Walsh.
Isn't it Welsh?
It's Welsh.
That's what I'm saying, Walsh.
No, you're saying Walsh. Like Reece
Oh
Walsh.
my God. Sorry, bro. Fuck me dead. What
You
are we
gotta get the
doing
names
here?
right, dude.
I'm saying Welsh.
I'm sorry, Christian.
Jesus Christ. It's the minute different way of saying
Listen,
it.
man.
Were you calling him Walsh?
Who's calling him Christian
Oh,
Walsh?
yeah. I was calling him Welsh.
That's Reece Walsh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Christian Welsh.
I wasn't calling him Walsh.
Look,
Check
Welsh.
the tape.
Jesus Christ.
he's massive. I don't think you can win without him. Couldn't win anyway. Can't win now.
We're going to, okay, less chance of winning. Or we had no chance at all. Is that what you're saying?
You would have had more chance than you currently do, but you still would have none.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well said.
0 times 0 is 0, right?
Yeah. Which is still the same, though.
So look, you could just say 0. You know what I mean?
Dude, I don't know my maths.
Yeah.
I
Christian
can't
Welsh
do
is a massive,
Welsh,
massive
not Walsh.
Welsh.
honestly.
But back to what you were saying before, you could have Reece Walsh at the back.
Yeah.
You don't think Ponga will be at the back?
No, I said there's a slew of options. Like, there's people vying for that position, which is good.
Do you think it's up for debate?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Ponga's
so.
not. That's pretty interesting though, right? In terms
That is
of
interesting.
if you're a Queenslander and you're like, oh, we're gonna kill it, you don't even know who your fullback is.
No, like we know at the Ponga can absolutely do the job, but I just think that Ponga has been in and out with injury.
Yep.
I think he is absolutely the most likely candidate.
Yep.
But you can't deny how well Reece Walsh has been playing.
Reece Welsh.
He's been good.
He's been really good.
been
Also,
very
AJ Brimson, although he has been playing 6, played really well at fullback when he played there.
Brimson was actually fucking. He's been I reckon he's the best performed Queensland fullback of the last.
Was AJ of 2020 fame?
Yeah, he played great in that first game,
Dude,
and he got injured.
Yeah, got injured. But his performance
played
in that
unbelievable
game was
in that game.
hectic.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Kalen,
I like AJ.
Kalen has also had great Queensland performances.
He has.
He's got some special performance. His
Absolutely.
debut was fucking
crazy.
ridiculous.
Crazy. Off the bench in the middle, incredible. But again, it's just a matter of putting some games together. He's had a few injury runs. You know what I mean? We just don't know. He got a head knock on the game on the weekend. So
Yep.
if put it this way, if Kalen plays every game from here to Origin, then yeah, for sure, you'd put him in there. He's so talented. But if he's in and out, I do know, because I am friends with the assistant coach, that last year there was a big issue with selecting players that hadn't played footy for a substantial amount of time. I think Munster hadn't played in a while, Grant hadn't played in a while, and we lost by 50.
Who's the assistant coach you're friends with?
Look, I can't reveal my sources.
Okay.
But that's-
Are you still vying for that assistant role?
Oh, I've already got it.
Oh,
I'm the
you've already-
assistant to the assistant.
Right.
I'm the assistant.
But you're getting
assistant
codes
coach.
and shit.
I'm the Queensland Maroons assistant coach.
Yep.
Do you get anything? Are you paid for that job? What's the go?
No, because it's all about love.
Okay.
Something you guys don't know about. It's all about corpies for you guys. Queensland, all
Well,
about
we
love.
aren't coaches, so we are definitely in the corpy.
Who do you think does the Tuesday night
sector.
rever?
Yeah.
Us. We get in there Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Freddie has us in. We don't ask for any money.
Yeah, okay.
We could charge.
We could charge, and sometimes
So you don't do the
Well, no,
corpus?
we take the money. We don't ask for it. They offer, and we go, "Oh, that's nice, thank you,"
Okay.
but we don't ask for it.
I think that Queensland has come further than a lot of people thought they would between last Origin and this Origin when it comes to players performing well. Last year, every Queensland club was struggling, whereas this year we're not going great.
Where are you now?
What do you mean?
bro?
Cowboys are in the 8.
Are they?
Yeah.
But would you
2
say
wins.
they're going well?
2 wins.
They're going better than last
2
year.
wins.
Yeah,
They're like equal 14th.
Yeah.
You honestly believe that Queensland aren't in a better position than they were last year?
I don't think they're in a markedly better position. Off
I
the
think
top
they
of my
are.
head,
I think your weapons are playing well. Generally
Dane
speaking.
Gagai's playing incredibly well.
Gagai's
Reece
playing
Walsh
well.
as well.
Your weapons, I
Yeah.
think, are
But I
playing
don't
well.
playing
think-
well.
I think- I don't
Munster's
think-
playing well. DCE's playing you know what I mean? Munster's one of the best 6 in the comp right now. DCE is one of the form 7s in the comp.
agreed.
Then you've got Reece Walsh, who's playing really well.
I
Munster,
haven't been
great.
Dane Gagai,
Grant,
career best
great.
form.
yeah.
Whereas last year we
Cable,
didn't have that.
Yeah.
Munster had a quiet year. DCE struggled towards the end of the year. It's
I don't think it's. I hear what you're saying. I do. I don't think it's that much of a difference.
fair enough.
Also, with the slight tweak of the rule changes, it'll be tighter again.
Probably suits us better
Yeah, it does.
because you guys suit that game so much better.
Yeah, it was like 50-0 in the game on.
Yeah,
Was
it
it 50 0? It was 50 0. 54, 50 0.
50, 58?
Tommy Turbo first.
60.
First, 2 or more, man of the match.
I don't think
Special
people.
night.
Special.
I don't think people give enough credit to the fact that in set 1 of Origin we had a centre fullback taking hit ups. That never happens.
No.
Set 1 of the first game of Origin, the bravery to do that. You had Tommy, Teddy, and Tommy. That's incredible. Like that doesn't get enough respect in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a special night.
New South
I love
Wales.
thinking about it.
Yeah, that's great.
When is game 1? Just so I can start getting...
Yeah, where is it? New South Wales first, Queensland
Amped.
first, Perth first? Like,
I think it's Queensland first. Then the second game is
Game one's in
Melbourne.
Game one's in Sydney.
which
Game 1's in Sydney?
Yep.
No, game 3's at Suncorp.
I thought game 2 was in Sydney.
Game 2's in Perth. Game 3's in Brisbane.
Oh,
Sweet.
game 1's in Sydney.
Yep.
So
So-
hopefully
Date?
June 8.
now
June 8.
Christian Welsh also
it is
taking us to the
confirmed.
third game in
we
Queensland.
may or may not be at the locker room hotel out the front of ANZ Stadium
June 8.
the first game.
June 8, mate.
June 8.
So
Mate.
if you do want to come down to the game, set aside your calendar because we may or may not be there with ready and with a show obviously, and then saying hi to the people, and then enjoying a great win by Queensland.
No.
Okay, I think so. If we come down and beat you, I think that series over.
But
If
like,
you- well, if you-
sure.
yeah,
if you
yeah.
win 3 games, you win the series. I reckon.
2 even.
2, yeah.
I reckon if we can get 2 off you, we'll
Yeah.
win the series.
Yeah,
I
I
reckon
think
if
so.
you won 3 though, you'd clean sweep us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. I think that's all pretty accurate. If you beat us in Sydney game 1, we're in big trouble.
Barney.
We're in
You're in
big
Barney.
Nah,
fucking
we're
trouble.
fine.
Nah,
Because
we're in big
what
trouble.
will happen is we'll probably drop the
Huge
game in
trouble.
Perth or whatever.
pump you in Perth,
and then in
up to
Brisbane, you come to the
Queensland.
Cauldron. And
When
we
was
fuck
it?
you.
I just want to remind everyone.
I don't think we've won in Brisbane game 3 since Joey.
Yeah,
When
and there's
we went
only
out
one
there
man
and
that can
fucked
do
it
Christian
up.
Welsh owes us tickets to game 3 in Queensland.
Yeah, he does.
I just want everyone to have that out there. And now that he's not playing, obviously disappointed, but I hope that he has us seated next to him.
If
so
it's
we
a
can-
decider, we should like
abuse
go
him.
up and do something. If it's like a decider,
well, fucking
if you
us.
just want to.
If
behind
it's a
enemy
decider.
lines.
I like deciders, but also I don't love the idea of having to win a game at Suncorp to win. I'd rather,
I mean, you got
I'd
the
rather
side.
it be 2-0.
3-0 even.
Okay, before the decider.
4-0.
Now on to the Tigers. We've got to talk about it.
Is what it is.
It is what it is, unfortunately, guys. But it is the biggest talking point. One of the biggest talking points. Now, Luke Brooks has been moved to 6.
Dude, look
Now-
at that beard. I've never seen him with a beard before.
Yeah, it's that filter. I actually want to kind of defend the Tigers a bit here. So, NRL 360, Crawley has come out, and respect to Crawley. You know, he can have his opinion, which is obviously always respect someone's opinion. But he's come out and said, "You've just moved a guy that spent his entire playing career from number 7 jumper, who next year his wage reportedly goes up to 1.2 million, and you've just said to him, you're not our halfback." And I just want to talk about, like, in my opinion, I feel like it's kind of unfair on the Tigers. Like, they can't win. Like, clearly there need to be changes. They've moved to Brooks to 6. Now, like, the opinion is, I can't believe they're moving him to 6. And I feel like, well, what are the Tigers supposed to do in this situation? Like, surely they've got to move him somewhere.
Has Brooks only ever played 7 his entire career? He's never been moved
He's done
to
a little
6
bit of
before?
6.
Yeah,
He's played
right.
a little
So
bit
that's
of
what I
6.
mean. Like, it's not...
I just think it's a bit unfair on the Tigers. Like,
He's still playing in the halves. Like,
Exactly. And I think it's been proven he's not the guy that's going to lay the foundation.
Who's been picked at 7?
Hastings, the
Yeah.
throbber.
Man of Steel.
It should have been Hastings from the get-go.
Yeah. I reckon Paul Crawley, if we're just on journos for a second, and on NRL 360, he's the most emotional journo I've ever seen. And that's not a negative thing, but when he
I love
talks,
it.
he's like...
That's special.
He seems like he's about to cry every time he's talking about something.
I love it, though, because it's
So
like...
do I. He's passionate as
passionate.
fuck.
There's nothing worse than like...
It's literally oozing out of his
Yeah.
fucking pores.
Yeah.
He
He
gets
is
so
the
pumped
most-
up.
Emotionally honest rugby league journo, where it's like he can't hide how he's feeling.
Yeah, which is what you want. You want the honesty. But, yeah...
He might burst
look,
into tears at
If
any
his
point.
if his opinion before this was Luke Brooks wasn't the problem, then yeah, like I understand why he would feel this way. But I just kind of feel like for Tigers, it's a bit unfair on Tigers because it's like what can they do where they're not going to get
But also,
pizzled?
okay, so they're saying you're not our halfback, but you might be our 5'8".
Yeah, and if you're paying a lot for your 5'8" and you're winning games, who gives a shit?
He's played 4 games at 5'8" in his career.
So he's played a little
He's
bit.
played there.
And so the Tigers, I think it's a good move moving him to 6. I personally, if he struggles there, I'd probably put Madden in with Hastings and then put Brooks to 14. Just fully take the pressure off Brooks. Because
And then Crawley will be out and saying, you're telling him you're not our 6.
Sometimes I feel like clubs. I was watching Tom Brady Man in the Arena. Must watch.
It's
boys.
good, isn't it?
Where is it?
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Watched it?
I haven't watched it.
It's on Disney. It is so
Is it
hectic,
new?
bro.
No.
10 episodes.
It's not old, but it's not new.
2021.
Oh, okay.
It's relatively new,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's only just been released, I think, on. Because I couldn't watch it on KO. I tried to watch it on KO anyway, whatever. Yeah, it's like 10 episodes. It is so fucking good. I've watched the first 3. It's so good. But what was really interesting, and I think that like Tigers may be in the same situation. So Brady comes in, their main quarterback gets injured. Brady comes in as like the 150th pick or whatever it was. And so he replaces their quarterback who had just signed a 10-year deal worth $100 million.
He was like the man.
The man. I forgot what his, do you know what his, Drew something?
Drew
Barrymore?
No.
Drew Barrymore.
yeah.
Great
Barrymore.
quarterback.
Anyway, so...
Drew Bledsoe? Bledsoe?
Bledsoe?
Yes.
Bledsoe?
And
Bledsoe.
so Drew gets injured. Brady comes in and replaces him, and they're all thinking, look, second string, 150th pick, he's not going to stay there long. Brady kills it, and everyone thought when that guy comes back, he'll get put in because he's on $100 million. He's their marquee guy, the man. And Belichick decides to keep Brady in, and they go on to win the Super Bowl that year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they did.
And the reason why I'm giving that example is like sometimes you get too caught up in, oh, well, we're paying him $1 million, he has to be the guy.
Yeah.
When it's like, okay, you're paying him $1 million, whatever. I just think select whoever's best for each position, regardless of what they're getting paid.
100%. Like, at the end of the day, they've lost their first 5 games. It doesn't look like, there's wins around the corner, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Got to make changes.
Yeah.
Got to toss things up. But the spotlight's always on teams in this position, right?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
every little thing they do is going to be heavily scrutinised. If they'd won if they were 3-2 and they made this move, no one would give a shit. No one would care.
Yeah, so I think it's the right thing by the Tigers. I think it's what else can they do? I think Hastings is the man to lead them forward. And the good thing about Hastings is because he has come back from the Super League, he's probably never going to demand $1 million. Even let's say he goes out and takes them from 8th into the top 8. Bottom 8 into top 8. And he's a bit older. He's had the history. I don't think any club's ever going to be forced to pay $1 million for him. So if you can get the best out of Hastings, you're going to get a bang for buck. 7, because he's going to be stoked that you took a chance on him and brought him back. So I think this is the right move by the Tigers. I think that they should be commended that they moved him.
You got to make calls, right?
Got to make the calls. Also, again, sorry to kick you down while you're down, Tigers fans, but a bit of drama. Apparently, the CEO has taken a holiday during the start of the season.
Real ScoMo vibes about this one. Fucking Hawaii in a bushfire.
Now, look, only research that we
Metaphorical
can find.
A metaphorical bushfire.
I'm torn on this.
Pasco ScoMo.
I'm torn on this because, I understand the timing is bad, but employees do have rights and they should be able to take holidays. He's cancelled twice. He's cancelled holidays twice.
Mate, you shouldn't be allowed, in my opinion, if you're the CEO of a rugby league club, to go on holidays during the season.
Are you taking a holiday during the season?
No, I'm not taking a holiday.
I think you should have
As CEO of
at the end of
rugby league club.
at the end of the season. So after October, if you make the finals, which you wouldn't, you've got all September, all October, all November.
But let's say your family
December
hasn't been on a holiday for 2 years, 2 whole years, and they've cancelled because apparently cancelled twice,
get a new job.
and you finally get a chance and
you know
go
what,
away.
though? Here's an idea. Is this the period of the year where if you take so Thursday is tomorrow a public holiday, Thursday, or is it Friday?
No,
So
Friday.
Friday, and then when's Anzac Day?
25th.
So you go Friday, and then you take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off next week. You can have a 10-day break over this period if you wanted to.
That's nearly 2 weeks.
Isn't he? Is he only gone for 2 weeks?
Did we find out, Matt, or
All I could find was a couple weeks.
couple weeks? I don't think it's longer than the couple weeks.
If it's 2 weeks, I'm less concerned about it. I thought it was 10 weeks. I thought someone was saying 10 weeks. That's
I
way too long.
thought I read 10 weeks last night, but we can't find it. So
If it's a 2 week holiday,
And Kenty did say, I'm scared to ask what he's doing by around 10. That's why I thought, is it longer than 2 weeks?
I just don't think it's a smart decision when you know
Optics-wise?
Optics-wise, it's not good optics.
I just think that, okay.
You're 0-5 as well.
Yes, it's
Take a weekend.
It's not the best optics right, but
Wine
the
country.
CEO of that club, it's a big club. What huge decision is he going to be forced to make in the next 2 weeks? What is really going to change with him not being there?
Yeah.
I don't know how the day-to-day operations work, right? But I think that if you're 0-5, there's fucking, the crows are circling.
So are we purely optics? That's the issue.
Optics have to play a role.
Yeah, no,
they
I
have
agree.
to play a role.
I agree,
Like, if
optics
you're
wise.
fucking flying and there's nothing to do, literally, then you can take a week or two off, right? I still think it's a little bit weird for a CEO to do it mid-season,
When
given
you're
that
all the shit around the Tigers.
given that in NRL there is opportunities outside of the season to get your holidaying done. Would be my opinion. But
And I
maybe
just- yeah.
also equally that's when you're signing players, so maybe it's difficult then. I don't know.
I just like
It's just the optics.
and the whole like, well, we've had to reschedule it twice. Like, bruh, so's everyone. Think about people like fucking rescheduling weddings like 12 times. Like, we get it. We've all been in this COVID situation where you had to reschedule, and it's not ideal. Again, if it's only 2 weeks, I don't really care. But it's like that. It's you're the Tigers CEO, Tigers smell. You haven't won a game all year. Like, poor optics.
Yeah, look, I
It
agree.
just gives another reason.
Exactly.
to talk
It gives
about
the media more reasons
Yeah.
to talk about it. I mean, we're talking about it. I agree with you, optics, absolutely. Not the best. Yeah, I can understand a person's right. If he's got a family, he's got kids, they've cancelled multiple holidays, it's a 2 week thing. He's got those days banked up. That's his right as an employee. It's kind of like if it was approved by the board, which it was, I do understand where I personally wouldn't take it at this time of the year. But I don't have kids and I don't have a...
But do you think that, like, you got to read the room a little bit? I think that he should have been smart enough to realise that a journo probably would get his hands on this
Yeah,
and
for
start
sure.
fucking pumping it in the media. And then he's going to be an anxious mess on the holiday. He's not going to enjoy a thing. That would be me anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to relax with that narrative flying around.
I'm with you. Like,
Stress me out.
I agree. Perfect world, he doesn't go. I agree with you 100%. Optics, absolutely not good. I'm just saying, like, devil's advocate,
Yeah.
you know,
Optics aside, 2 weeks, not that big of a deal.
not that big of a deal, and it got approved by the board. And also, when you really think about it, like, let's take optics out of it, what can he actually do in this next 2 weeks that's going to affect anything?
He could pull on a jersey and play.
Well, look, as I said before,
rule
maybe
that out?
maybe it's a better time now. Like, would he be involved in trades and shit at the end of the
That's
year?
what I think at the end of last year, they were so busy.
maybe it is a
They
better
recruited
time.
twice pretty much at the end of, or towards the end of last year. They tried to get Tim Sheens over. I think that in the off-season, it was actually probably his busiest time.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But optics-wise, you know, I don't agree with it. I think that he probably should have... The only thing is like, his only option really then is to wait till the end of the year. And it would be pretty... Like, if you've got your family constantly like, mate, we haven't been on holiday forever. and you
Also, I
promised
think,
this
like,
and
if
then-
you are the CEO of the Tigers, you probably need a holiday every couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah.
He probably has a few more in him this year.
The other thing as well, just, you know, to dance this out a little bit further, we've still got phones. Like, you can still get on the blower.
He would
if
be
you
on the
need.
blower still.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Skype
That's what I'm
It's not like
saying.
he's fucking going into some bloody ravine.
And that's
where
what
there's
I mean.
no reception.
Antarctica.
Well, maybe he is. I don't know. But
Well, it's
like,
Northern
just keep
Territory,
the
apparently.
blower on,
He's
bro.
going Northern
But
Territory.
that's what I'm
Not a
saying though.
ravine.
Is like,
It's just a big
what could he
poor
possibly?
reception in Northern Territory.
You have to take satellite phone, Tom.
What could he possibly not take care of in that 2 week period? Like, they just call him up, mate. We're thinking of signing this player, even though, all right, well, can it wait till I get back? No, it can't. You know, like, he would be able to sort it out.
Depends how his blower work is. If he's
Yeah.
elite on the blower, then
You can't get
anything's
CEO
possible.
without having good blower work.
You'd have to be good on the blower.
You got to be good.
I'd
And he got
back him.
Papali'i and Apikoros out of the club.
He did. Look, we might be going. We haven't gone hard, but you know, it's just
I think
interesting.
we've been relatively
Considered, Tom.
considered.
Yeah, I'd
Optics
agree.
not the best. Optics
Just-
not the best.
yeah.
Now, the great Joey and Freddy talking about the Manly Seagulls.
Do you think Manly will make the 8?
No.
I think they're in real doubt.
Why?
Well, Turbo, for one. I think defensively, they're not as strong in previous years, which means teams are marching up the field further and kicking it and stopping their back five.
Is that all? Is that
it?
that was before we won? That was before the weekend? That was last week? Yeah. So, I mean, defensively, we got 6 points scored on us. Turbo wasn't playing that game, and neither was Stubby Cooler, or if his last name's Kohler, we call him Canner. We scored 30 fucking points against the Knights, who were like, maybe they're a top 4 team.
Yeah, I'd like to do that interview again because
you gonna
Joey.
change their mind?
Look, I love
Joey's
Joey.
a Knights dick rider.
He's a dick rider, and he knows who they're playing that weekend. And I
Rattle
think
them.
he's trying. What do you
course
think
he
it is?
is, mate.
What do you think it is? It's fucking espionage isn't the right
Yeah.
word, but it basically is.
And no disrespect, what the fuck's
Mental
Freddy know about
warfare.
rugby league? Yeah.
I mean, stick to fucking Origin, bro.
Yeah, stick
you don't get. You don't get. How'd you
week
go
to
when you
week.
were a regular season coach? Shit out. So
They
look,
only win the comp.
that's mental warfare from Joey. That's
Yeah.
that's straight out of the mental mental warfare textbook. Yeah. Try and sow seeds of doubt because we've got a really strong Manly outfit marching up the M1, formerly referred to as the F3.
T1.
The T1. Well, T1 couldn't be taken because Tommy's
Injured.
He's injured. He's out. So that's mental warfare.
I wonder what he'd be saying about Newcastle this week.
Yeah.
So
you still a sniff? Man, righto, champ.
I think that you guys showed enough on the weekend to show that you probably could be top 8.
Yeah.
And I think probably Joey, after seeing that performance, would. I mean, I don't want to speak for Joey.
No, speak for him.
I'll speak for him.
Freddy.
I'll speak for him. After he saw the greatest wet weather win of all time, I think he'd change his tune.
Yeah.
I think he has changed his tune.
Yeah, okay. So just thought that was interesting. Really interesting
Well,
take.
I mean,
Well,
again,
look.
it's
It's all context, though.
but you're bringing it up after the fact, you know. It's kind of like these guys would be like,
It's
"Why would you
desperate.
bring that up now?" They'd be disappointed you
It's
brought
desperate.
that up. Yeah, that is desperate.
Clutching at straws.
to be fair, I actually
What did they say about
this
the
is Matty
Broncos
brought
in
this
that fucking? I bet.
Actually, you know what's crazy? Well, Broncos, he said, I think a couple of weeks ago they'll make the 8. And
There you go.
So,
There you go. That's what we're dealing with here.
I was going to post it like before, I think 2 weeks ago when they played. And then I was like, nah, I better not, because if they lose, then everyone will be pizzling Joey, and I don't want him to get pizzled. So I was like, you know what, I'm not posting it.
You don't want to pizzle Joey.
You don't want to pizzle Joey.
He's the GOAT, one of the GOATs.
the goat. You
The
said
goat.
it.
Your words, not mine.
Haas and Kelly have been suspended for 1 week. Thoughts on the suspension, boys?
Well, we said the other week that's no more than that. No more than that.
Yeah, I still think it's too much. I think it was just like whatever, fine them, let it go. But
I can see why they did that.
yeah,
Yeah.
optics.
Do you know what I mean? It's optics.
It's optics,
Optics plays such a big role in
Yeah.
all this shit.
It's almost like they wait to see, like, how's everyone reacting?
Yeah.
If everyone's like, who gives a shit? It's like, okay, whatever. Look,
I'd agree with that.
yeah.
Seriously.
Look, I probably wouldn't have given a week, but I can understand, at least in Haas's situation. The tough thing for Haas is, like, when you watch the video, he was defending himself. Like, I know it looks like he's the aggressor, but it was Kelly that was pissed stepping on his stuff. Like, I know he could have walked away. We've all been through that. So, look, tough, but I don't think it's outrageous.
Tough,
Conley.
tough
they
but
both
fair.
have. They both have form. That's
Yeah.
the thing as well. If it's like a first-time offence,
For sure.
you go. But they both have form.
It's not the end of the world, that's for sure. Like,
No.
It's easier for the NRL as well to go, we're trying to do something about it, trying to clean up the image.
Yeah.
You know? You can sell that at market.
yeah.
Because if the naysayers are like, what are you fucking doing about it?
I think,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
but
we go, well, we have been.
if that little scuffle happened indoors, no one gives a shit. In terms of, even if it was reported on, but like no footage, it happened inside. Like everyone's like, whatever. But it's all optics, baby. Can't be doing it.
All optics. Now, the great Royce Hunt from the Sharks has broken Paul Gallen's record and benched a whopping 200 kilos. Thoughts?
How much can you bench?
As
What's
in,
your record?
My record?
Yeah.
I think it was 142.5 when I was playing.
I think sounds like it's pretty. fucking
142.5.
Well, it was either
Pretty
140
specific.
or 142.5.
Right.
That's what I can't remember.
How, one rep max? Is that?
Yeah,
what
that was
is?
just one
right.
one time. Right. It was about
don't know.
83 kilos.
I remember trying to bench 100 once at school, and I was like, and then someone had to fucking save me before I died. So
What's your best?
90 something.
What? 90 something?
Yeah. Never break the 100.
Nah, I never cracked 100.
Really?
Nah.
I would love if just 1 year.
But I don't ever bench. I bench like once every fucking.
I wouldn't have benched for years.
I reckon if what my absolute max would be, it'd be like 105 if I train my ass off.
Mate,
I'm not very strong.
If
If you train your ass off,
you'd
you'd
be able
be
to
way
get over
more-
100.
way
Wouldn't be.
You
It
train
wouldn't,
your
it
ass
wouldn't
off.
be. Well,
What do you mean, dude? Of course you could.
I don't know. Deep
I
within,
would
just don't think
I would
that's
love
true.
one off season for you guys to just come back jacked out of your
Jacked.
minds. Just fucking jacked.
Yeah,
Let's get
not
on
gonna
a
happen.
steroid cycle.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
You'd be so aggressive on steroids.
Dude, I'd have to do. I don't know if I'd be able to do steroids.
I
I'd
wouldn't.
need to do
He couldn't be.
something
I
like-
could not be around him.
Yeah,
What
it's
about
too
the,
much? Too much.
He'd be fucking
Well, see,
screaming. at
I'd be like a roid rager naturally, and then you drunk on steroids would be. So it's like no matter which way you got us,
You drunk on steroids would be bad.
Would be a
Bad.
nightmare. It'd be an
Yeah,
absolute
that'd be tough.
nightmare.
tough.
Absolutely,
You'd be swinging for
flipping
the fences.
cars and shit.
But I
you
could
know?
just like. I just like.
You'd be
drink
like
less. Whereas he
Godzilla
just-
running
what
through
could
the
he do
street.
with it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
you'll
worse
drink
for you
less.
because you're
You
naturally
are not going to
angry.
drink less. Yeah, well,
Naturally
I'm a
angry
very
person.
calm, placid guy.
If
I
I,
don't
was
think so.
taking steroids and fucking cycles and
You'd
shit,
be
so I
flipping
could,
cars.
so I could get jacked.
So you could do a
Then I'd
one
be
rep
taking
max
it
on the bench.
very seriously.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you should try it. Take a few steroids from Guadalajara.
Oi,
Guadalajara.
if you've got the steroids, leave a comment.
Mexico,
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, leave in
Sure.
the comments where we can get steroids.
Don't leave in the comments. Don't leave that in the comments, you fucking idiot.
Leave it in the comments.
Jesus Christ.
Or like inbox Kempy and he'll tell us.
Inbox Kempy and go and like and subscribe Hello Sport, then inbox Kempy.
Just comment it on his
Don't do that.
photos.
It's illegal
Yeah.
and it's fucked. Now,
Are steroids illegal?
look,
Dunno.
it's just don't do that. Royce Hunt, 200 kegs.
It's a lot.
That's
Dude,
fucking
that's
a lot.
so hectic.
Beat Paul by 20 kilos.
Yeah.
Paul was
Smacked
180.
his record.
He beat it by 20
That's a
kilos.
lot.
In Paul's defence, though, I think he's a much smaller man than Royce. Royce is a big fucking boy. I think,
Paul is pound for pound like
One of the
one of the strongest all
boys.
time.
have you been watching recently Cam Smith and Paul Gallen on the 9? Their recent show is great. Going back and forth each other, like the 100% footy or whatever it's called.
I love
no.
Paul Gallen in commentary.
I
think
love
he's
100%
unreal.
footy. I just don't. It's on late on a Monday.
Well, it's just too hard to like watch it. Like,
Yeah.
give me more like clips and an easier way
Do they
to
make
watch
it a
it.
podcast now?
I don't
If
know.
they do, I'll get into that. There's actually a part of me that feels like they do.
Fox just do a better job at like getting it in your face.
Yes,
like,
but I think that 100% footy is actually a better show.
I like 100% footy. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Like it's a better show. Well, look, Jesus,
Yeah, it's on Apple Podcasts and
Okay.
it is on Apple
there you go.
Podcasts. Is it on
Yeah.
YouTube?
100%.
It's like, yeah, I like Gal as a commentator. I think he's great.
I love him.
Gal.
I think he's
he's got
unreal.
opinions.
Yeah.
And
Got
he's not
opinions.
afraid to have opinions.
But he's not a dick either.
No.
And he's a bit of a cheeky bastard as
Yep.
well, which I like. He niggles. I reckon he's fun. Big fan.
I think he straddles the line really well of like, he does do shot jock things, but he does it in a cheeky kind of way where you're like, like he's revving it up a bit. Like, for example, Gus will be talking and Paul will be like, well, you said this for 6 months. Little
Yeah.
things like that.
Him and Gus are good together.
Yeah.
It's funny, when Gal was playing, they used to like have sort of beef, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they're actually very
think
good
Gal had beef with everyone.
adversaries.
No, they're fucking great together.
Well, him and Smithy were
'Cause
also
he
really good.
prods.
Yes.
What do you
Yeah,
got?
yeah.
So
Smith
100% footy isn't fully on YouTube. They got like those 8-minute snippets.
Snippets.
Whereas like Freddy and the 8th, for example, that's all on YouTube.
On YouTube.
But that's
Love
not
that
on,
as
that's
well.
not on Spotify.
I just think with NRL and 9, like their content's, I think it's good. Like most of the time, their content's great. They're just really, not really bad, but they don't funnel it to you enough. You know what I mean? They don't direct you of like,
I don't-
go
I
here.
don't-
Why
get
wouldn't
funnels.
Freddie and the Eights be a podcast, for example? Like, why wouldn't that
Like
be
my
a
mouth's
podcast?
open. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a clown.
I'm
at the
waiting.
show,
Bring it
dude.
in. It will even
Put
like
it
little-
in my mouth.
Put
It's
balls in
gonna
my
sound
mouth,
10
bro.
balls.
Quick. I'm here all day, bruh.
Yeah.
Just put those content balls in my mouth and I'm good to go. It's not difficult.
No.
It's really not difficult.
It's not tough.
Be a rugby league mouthful.
Tell you who else I'm liking at the moment? Braithen Astor.
Yeah.
You think he's doing a good job?
I'm
I think he's
liking
doing a
his
good
work.
job.
I'm
I like
liking
Braith.
Braith's work a lot. Just wanted to put that
He's a
out
good bloke.
there.
Braith seems
Think
like
he's doing good work.
Seems like a good bloke, just by the way he is on the show generally as well.
Like the way he carries himself. Good opinions.
Handsome,
Articulate. Handsome.
good head of hair.
Very handsome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
ticks the boxes.
With like 100% footy or NRL 9, like even like little things, like they'll upload their YouTube show and it's 8 minutes long and like the intro for it is like 30 seconds or 40 seconds long. And it's like, even like little tiny things like that, you can see that they're not aware, like you don't have 30-second intros for anything anymore.
Just get us
Just
into
get
it.
me into it.
Get
me
those
into it.
content balls in my mouth now.
I think a lot of because Freddie and Nathan is a great show, but a big criticism I see in the comments is they don't timestamp the videos.
Yeah, they still don't timestamp. But they that may have changed, but for a long time they didn't. It hasn't
still don't do
changed.
it. Still don't do
So
it.
like just little things like that,
Yeah.
where you're like, man, you've
It's
got
not that difficult.
It's really not, but it's also evidence that maybe the person they've hired isn't really that deep into digital media and the digital media world, because their content's great. Like some of their clips the other night with Smithy and Gallen going back and forth, like Smithy and Gallen, like it's
good
fucking
stuff.
made in heaven.
Yeah.
Made in heaven. And Freddie and Joey, it's hilarious. When they get on a roll, it's so fucking
Right.
good.
So 2-3 weeks ago they didn't do it. They've done it in the last week. So they've just caught on.
So at least, they're trying.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I think a lot of NRL online content's great. Got JT, got the great Lockie.
They've got
studs.
They've got elite analysts.
They've got
And that you
studs.
sort of, as you say, like they've got these elite analysts that you kind of have to search
Yeah.
for the content to hear from that. I'd love to hear from Joey and Freddie and JT and Billy Slater and Cam and Gus on all of the things that they think about certain situations or NRL yarns. But you do have to fucking dig.
I think they need to hire a specific person that collates, is that a word? But
Yep.
puts all of their content together and then funnels it through their social media and makes you very aware of when
Swipe ups for podcasts
yes,
on the
swipe
just,
up.
You know what I mean? It's
100% footy has dropped on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go there now, so that I know. And here's a snippet of
Is that potentially because they don't want to put it on YouTube because they've got like 9 now?
Yeah,
it's
maybe,
like
and they want to direct
They
people.
want you to direct people to
Yeah.
there.
I'm
Not
sure- I'm
that
sh-
that's. I mean, there's still. That doesn't mean you can't fucking podcast it though.
Look, there's super smart people running it, so I'm sure they have their reasons. Like, I'm sure they do have their reasons.
I don't know why you wouldn't podcast it. I don't know why.
But you do the podcast, but it's even just like letting us know that it's there. You
Yeah.
know, like letting us know that it drops. For example, I don't even know like what time is 100% footy.
I think it's like 10:30 on a Monday, which
Yeah,
is
which
a
is
late time.
Like it's like wow.
That
surely-
is
What the fuck's-
bedtime.
what's on
Who the
Gem?
fuck's up at
It's
10:30?
pre-recorded as well, so it's like it doesn't need to be on at 10:30. Like, why wouldn't you put it on Gem at fucking 9 even?
Yeah.
Even 9's more
Do
reasonable.
you think that it's obviously because they don't want to put it on the prime time because they would have like reality shows or whatever that get way more.
10:30 is so late.
Oh, I know.
Who's up at 10:30?
Not
starting a
Buzz.
show.
Yeah,
Not
no one's
Buzz.
starting a show at 10:30.
That's what I mean.
And so it's like
Unless
out
you're
of sight, out of
ripping,
mind.
unless you're D or Dave ripping hot ones.
Well, it depends how old you are.
Yeah.
Like if you're young and you're ripping hot ones, you're up till 3 in the morning.
Watching
That's
Zeitgeist
different.
till 3 in the morning, you maybe have some time.
Sure.
But yeah, anyway, now on to not confirmed, but apparently Cleary's.
Confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Confirmed,
When did
yeah.
it get confirmed?
Whilst we're recording, about an hour ago.
Give me the time, exact time, please.
I'm going to say 11 a.m.
You're gonna say, so that
So
means
that
you
was
don't
vague.
know.
Yeah, he's making it
fuck
up.
me, Matty. Honestly,
Oh, I reckon. Like,
I'm going to say 11 a.m.
you're gonna say,
Yeah, I'll look it up now.
or you should just say it is 11 a.m.
Well, I'm just guessing.
I'm taking the piss. Bro. The Cleary's re-signed till 2027. I think Nathan Cleary is essentially worth whatever he fucking wants.
Yep.
He could go to any. I truly believe he could go to the Tigers and make them a finals footy side. I honestly believe that.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I'd like to know what he got.
It'd
It's
be juicy.
it's cute how they signed together.
Yeah, that is cute.
Isn't that cute?
Do you reckon they like? Do
That's fucking cute.
you reckon they linked hands and went?
Oh,
I
That'd
think
be
they
cute.
might have.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance they did.
Only way to do it.
yeah.
That's very sweet. It'd be his old man would just must be beaming. Like you know what I mean? Imagine signing contracts with your son.
Yeah,
you just
dude.
won the
Millie
comp.
contracts. Millie contracts.
Millie.
Millie contract. Millie.
Yeah. Look at us.
Won the
Couple of
comp
rich
last
boys.
year. You're a fucking
Imagine that
sniff again.
moment of Clive Churchill putting it over your son. Like that is
Yeah, bro.
peak. You can't get any better
No,
than
you
that. What
can't.
better?
And if that doesn't get you emotional, then you don't have a heart. It was like watching that happen. I'm like, I'm welling up just thinking about it.
Do you reckon they compare contracts? Like, how much do you get, bro?
Oi, Dad, I get paid more than you, bro.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he gets paid more than him?
Wait, Dad, I'll
Yeah.
get breakfast, you povo.
Oi, Dad, my shout, bro. You fucking
Yeah.
loser.
Yeah.
You're only on $1 million a year. I remember when I was 23 years old.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Dad. I'm richer than you are.
What do you reckon he got, Nath?
I reckon 1.2.
Do you reckon
And
Nate
it's connected to the
his
salary
dad
cap as
pay
well.
rent?
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon it's Nate's house now.
Yeah.
He bought it off him.
Yeah. Dad, I bought the house.
He
Sorry,
walked in
mate.
with like a suitcase and,
Bag
was
of
like,
cash, boom.
I bought it, and you got to pay me board, $50 a week.
and he has a bedtime for his dad.
Yeah.
Like
Surely
like
Nathan gets a fuckload of third parties out in Penrith as well.
Oh yeah.
Mate.
He'd be on every car dealership in the
I
fucking
thought it was
West,
really
wouldn't he?
smart by him joining up with the Drink West boys.
Yep.
It's really smart because obviously they're all from the West.
Smart from them as well as him, you know, like
Smart
getting
from
Nath
them.
on board.
But just like
Greatest singer all time, Nathan Cleary.
Nathan Cleary, greatest
one,
singer all
yeah,
time.
one all time. Actually, can we get that up?
He's the best singer of all time.
Yep. And Eddie might be being a little.
Look, we're going to get it up. We're going to judge it. This is Drink West. Drink West.
Well, there's a little boy waiting at the counter of a car.
Nice from Ty.
Like that.
So nervous.
Tyson can do it.
Tyson, yeah, he's still doing it.
And then here we come. Wow.
It's so good.
Oh, yes. Oh, the hair.
He's feeling
Once everyone else is singing, he can fucking.
Look at the red hair at the front. Wait for it. Look at it.
With the mullet.
Oh. He's getting into it now.
You can still hear him. You can still hear him. Nolsey.
Love Shannon.
Love him.
He's getting into it though.
Yeah, fucking hell. He's pumped up that red nut.
Cleary's getting into it.
I like the hugging and the kissing at the end. They're all that pumped. Yeah, no.
How good's that?
The boys.
Yeah, the boys.
How good. That's
Look,
Drink West.
The only criticism I'd give Nathan, and I'm hesitant to give a songbird criticism or advice, is that I think it'd help if he sung instead of like said the words.
Yeah, he's not like the other guys are singing. Nath sort of just speaking them and like holding onto the notes maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
How
I
do you
think,
think,
I think that's a bit harsh.
I'd like to see a bit more heart.
Really?
Yeah.
But maybe
Could
he
you
doesn't
give
have
us
that.
a bit of an example?
No.
Oh, look, I think Cleary killed it. I
Yeah.
think what's really smart, though, is like getting involved in businesses that you own as a young player. Like you need to own businesses to make money long term. Otherwise, it's just you're never gonna be able to keep that lifestyle up that you've built over the last 10 years unless you've built up, property, business that you own, sell like your own merch and all that kind of shit. So I love that Cleary's got into it this young, because can you imagine in 10 years if he keeps pushing this drink, hard?
I'd love him to do a T-shirt that has like a chin that comes down on the shirt.
Panthers
like
should
the
release
Bloke,
chins that you can wear.
Dude,
at
exactly.
the
You know what I
Panthers.
mean? You should definitely have Cleary chins doing the rounds.
To celebrate,
And you're just putting it around there and you're
yeah,
like,
to celebrate Cleary signing, the Panthers should get everyone free strap-on chins
Yeah.
for the game.
And they're
next
on the
home game.
seat. They're on the seat.
yeah, everyone
Boom.
needs to sit down. Yeah, you got a strap on chin.
Yeah, strap-on chin. Feel what it's like to glide through the air the way
Could you
Cleary does.
imagine the whole crowd wearing Cleary
strap-on
chins, dude?
Yeah.
Bro, that would
Like,
be
that's a
hectic.
home run.
It is a home run.
That's content king kind of
That's
stuff.
so, it's just right there. You can take that one, Penrith. Please take it.
You can take it because I want to see it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to make it happen. So please take it.
Take it. Take it.
It's yours. It's free.
Like, even I didn't understand why, like, Storm didn't do, like, boxes cheese heads for the cheese. I reckon, like, clubs, I know it costs a lot of money, and to get, like, 10,000 chins made, that's a lot of fucking cash. But it
I
would
think
be
it's
worth
worth
it.
it.
Think about the enjoyment that would bring everyone in the crowd as well. But I think, like, clubs should really embrace I think the Eels did it really good. They were doing, like, a Gutherino cam, and fans were getting up doing that, and then you would win something. That was last year. So I think clubs need to probably embrace that more.
Do you think that people buying tickets to the game would give a shit if there was $1 tacked on for a Cleary chin?
Nah, that's a good
They
point.
wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. You could make that back.
You
and if
could-
you're buying them at scale, you're probably getting them for less than $1. You might come out here making money.
Yeah.
Look, I think you just pass on whatever they cost. If it's 50 cents, it's 50 cents. 50 cents for a Cleary chin sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
That's a great deal to me.
Yeah.
It is something that, and it's like limited. Whoever goes to the game, they have them, and we don't print anymore.
The resale value on that,
Through the roof.
10, 20 years from now.
Should they sell Cleary chins?
What,
Just
at the
at the
merch shop?
grounds or on the merch shop online? You get your Cleary chin.
Yeah, well, I think if you're going to sell them proper, you're looking at maybe a latex chin, and that's going to
Well,
cost
like
its own cost. Like you're maybe
that's
going
right.
a little bit more upmarket for your
Upmarket.
Cleary chin if you're going to try and sell them. Because if you're just giving them away at the game, I think it's like almost a party hat turned into a chin.
Well, that's
Wear it
right.
upside down.
You give away chin versus your purchase chin. They're different chins.
They're different.
Oh, they're
chins.
different chins.
and they have to be.
Well, they've got to be.
Well, if you're buying something, you want a chin of consequence. You
Yeah.
don't want a chin that has
Well,
no
you want a
consequences.
chin you can run through the wash if you have to. If you get up to a bit of no good on the weekend, and you got to clean your chin. If you put a free chin in
Or
the
the
wash,
dribble on the chin.
well, you put a free chin in the wash, that thing melts,
Yeah.
But if you put
It's all over.
a really substantial latex chin in the wash, it's coming back.
You could
out
make
as
it
good
like
as new.
big enough to be like a key holder. Put your keys in there.
We'll hide, or just like put some things in and then stick it on.
Stick it on, and it's like, are you
Popo
hiding
won't
anything
know.
underneath that chin? This is my chin.
Nah,
bro.
this is my chin. How
Look,
dare
you want your latex chin to endure some wear and tear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
See
give
some winners.
See some winners. Your giveaway chin is basically a one and done number.
Yeah.
I remember once I went to a surf store when I was young, right? And I got a free surfboard.
Yeah.
Put in the water and it turned to shit because it was made of cardboard, right? Because it's a giveaway.
Yes.
Whereas if you
Did you
buy
try
one,
surf
yeah, of course.
Did you not know it was
How old
cardboard?
were you?
In a kiddies pool, of course. I got it, but my point is, giveaways no good.
Yeah, no good. No good.
You buy fiberglass, they're
Yeah.
not going to give you.
They're going to
fiberglass
give you a
board.
surfboard. I was going to say,
You get
Jesus
cardboard.
Christ, they gave you a surfboard.
Do you know how to surf?
No.
Do you know how to surf?
Well,
No,
I can stand
I
up.
could stand up.
Yeah. I think most people could stand up.
Yeah.
Not everyone. You wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I don't think you'd stand
I
up.
wouldn't be able to.
No.
Oh, shit. Damn, what about you, Matty? Can you surf?
I'm the same. I can't surf, but I have stood up.
You have stood up before?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section, are you skillful enough to stand up on a surfboard that's moving across waves?
Not just on the ground, obviously.
Yeah, obviously,
Most
yeah,
people can do
obviously.
that.
That
On
always-
the beach. Yeah, not everyone.
Whenever someone says like standing up like on the ground, I always think of
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Do
And
less.
Do more.
No, you got to do more than that.
Do less.
Just doing nothing.
One of the great signs.
That's a great movie.
It's a good movie, that.
Russell Brand, hasn't he like
Russell's great in that.
shape shifted who he is over so many years?
Pivoted. You get around him on YouTube. He's a good watch on YouTube.
It's different. It's definitely different.
It's different to what he is, but it's good content. IMO. That's in my opinion.
You down the rabbit hole of Russell Brand?
Well, it's not really a rabbit hole. I just find his videos good, informative, interesting, compared to maybe.
Is he still a bit of a like rebel from the system?
Yeah,
vibe?
Yeah, big
Yeah,
time,
for sure.
big time.
For sure.
But he's pretty balanced, I feel.
He's very intelligent.
Presents himself as though he's a guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, which is very much
Do you think that's part of his charm?
I think so.
Speaking of podcasts, we spoke about this on the live show, and we want to get, I guess, everyone's opinion on this. If you were Joe Rogan, how much do you think he's paying Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
At least $1 million.
I'd like feedback on this.
Yeah, because we said, like, if you're getting, let's say he's on a contract that's like 70, 80 million a year or let's just say he sold his podcast for, what's that
I
long?
think it's 120 over 3 years.
Let's say it's 120 over 3 years. So you're looking at what, 40,
I don't know,
about
I don't
40
know,
mil.
Sky.
It's 40.
40 mil, but then also, he'd probably be getting other money through sponsorships, I'd assume. It wouldn't just be.
No, I don't think so. He's not allowed. Any sponsors that are involved on that
There
show, I'm
he
pretty
is.
sure it's through Spotify.
But sometimes the deal would like include the lump sum and then a percentage of the
it's actually
revenue
interesting because
generated.
I thought the whole thing of him signing was like no ads, but then there are ads in it.
Yeah, well, they got to make money back on the bloody thing.
Agree.
Yeah.
But so I just didn't understand.
Yeah,
that.
I
But
agree
It's like
with you.
there's fuck all. It's like 2 or 3.
I reckon he gets a percentage of the ad revenue.
maybe.
He might.
Yeah, I think so. So let's just say you're earning 40 million a year. We'll just be conservative. How much would he be paying Jamie? Now, me and Thomas both said probably $1 million a year. Edward said fucking give him 60K minimum.
I didn't say give him
You said
60K.
give
I'd
him
just be
60K.
surprised if he would be on $1 million.
What would you, you guys?
Because, right? Like he could be paying him 200 grand or something, which would be a fuckload of money. You guys seem to think that Jamie should be getting like a profit share of the podcast.
Yeah.
But we were sort of also, I was sort of saying that he could be replaced, right?
Yeah, for sure. I
I'm
think
not
it's-
even saying profit share. Just go. We earn a shitload of money here. You're a crucial element to this. You're also like.
Is he crucial though? How crucial is he?
Well, he's crucial in the sense that he's fucking good at what he does in terms of the speed that he's looking things up and his ability to obviously do whatever the back end shit is. Like,
I'm not saying Joe wouldn't be prepared to give him $1 million. I would be surprised if he is.
I understand your argument of like
That's all I'm
his
saying.
skill set is replaceable.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
his skill set absolutely is, but I would be
Whereas
of the,
Joe's not
No.
replaceable.
at all. But I would be of the mindset of like, look, we're in this kind of together. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think
it feels a bit unfair.
what it sort of reveals about you and me is that like we sort of want to get around and support. If someone's like, yeah, sure, someone else might be able to do it, but you're really good at it. We'll support you. This, you're part of the team. Whereas Eddie's a bit more like,
Fuck that guy.
fuck that guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck that guy.
I'd
mentality.
look after him
Well, sounds like you would.
within reason.
Yeah. So let's say
I'd be
you're,
generous.
if you're on 40 mil a year,
Yeah.
how much would you pay your
If he
producer?
gets me up to a couple of tequilas on fucking Christmas Eve, like God knows what bonus he gets. You know what I mean?
Oh, see, but what's his
Incentive-wise.
base salary?
His base,
Yeah.
he'd be getting bonuses. It'd all be performance. His base would be 200 grand, and we'll go from there.
200 grand.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's a tough
not
gig.
even half a milli for Jamie. You're
I
on
think-
40.
200 grand plus bonus. Bonus could be whatever.
You stingy bastard.
Yeah.
would you give
It's
him?
interesting. It's a tough
Give him
one.
$1 million. If I want 40,
You give him $1 million salary.
yeah. Why the fuck not? I've got 40 million.
What's
man.
the difference between 200 grand plus a bonus? There isn't one. There's no difference.
What do you mean?
If I give him an 800 grand bonus plus 200 grand, it's the
well,
same
okay,
thing.
so you're going to give him an 800. Why wouldn't you just give him $1 million and no bonuses then?
Because I want to see how he goes.
Well, he's fucking doesn't need.
And
you
if
don't
it's
need-
tied to ad revenue, then he gets a percentage of that.
He's
That's how you
already
do it.
proven himself. You don't ask Jamie to prove himself now. Oh, sorry, you've been with me for fucking like 10 years. I'm also now going to performance manage you.
The only
Fucking oath.
argument would be like, is it all adds up? So you pay him $1 million, and then you've got family that you want to take care of. You know, like it would just all
Yes.
slowly add up. Where okay,
don't
I'm
wanna be
paying
silly
him.
with your
Yeah,
money.
I'm paying him $1 million. I want my sister, my brother. I want them taken care of. So I give them $2 or $3 million each, and all of a sudden, you're sitting
Like,
there
how
going,
much
"Fuck."
do you reckon, for example, like high-flying CEOs and shit, guys that make fucking 10 million a year, do you reckon they give their EAs $1 million just because they're doing well?
The 10, 15 million a year, that's different though.
It's
It's
completely
a
different.
bit, well, like,
Their
do you
EAs are on usually like pretty fair wicket, like 200-300k. Like being an EA to a hectic CEO is like actually like a really hard job to execute.
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, do you think they'd be on the big coin as well?
Well, they are.
I think you'd find that like executive assistants to like big dog CEOs are on a really good wicket.
You reckon they get $1
have to
million a year?
perform.
Not $1 million
That's
a
not
year.
what he's saying.
But
But they also aren't earning
CEOs
40
aren't
million.
earning, you know, they're earning.
What, some CEOs aren't earning 40 million a year?
That's not what we said.
It's
you said,
more-
You just said 10, 15 million.
Mine would more be like a percentage, like how much am I earning, and he can earn a percentage of that. That's what I'd probably do.
Sure.
Look, but it's tough. I don't know what the answer is because you're right. That skill
Mate,
set.
also it's 40 million, it's less tax as well, you know what I mean? Like, you're not taking all that
no,
home.
I
like,
agree.
all
Fuck
that
him.
considered.
And that's what
Fuck
I'm saying.
Jamie. Fuck
'Cause,
him.
Yeah, I'm saying like if I was in that position,
I don't reckon you'd give him $1 million. That's what I reckon.
yeah,
I reckon you wouldn't give him $1 million.
I don't reckon you would.
I don't know
either.
what I'd do. Honestly, don't know what
But
I'd
it
do.
all fucking shook out and you got taxed out the ass. I don't reckon you would. I reckon you're talking shit.
A lot of
I'd be
quiche.
doing it.
Because like,
No
for
fucking
example,
way.
I got a brother and I got two sisters and I got a mum and a dad.
Yep.
And then I've obviously
kids.
got my wife and her family. So they would be priority number one of like who's getting money. And that's a lot of people. Let's say each one of them got $1 million. You're down 10 mil there pretty much. And then all of a sudden
After
you're going,
tax.
yeah, then all of a sudden
Taking
you're going,
half of that
shit.
home.
Now I'm down at 20 mil and I've got to pay this bloke $1 million.
Well, you wouldn't pay him $1 million.
He'd be taken care of.
Yeah. He'd be,
But it is a tough question because like he's the producer to the biggest show on earth.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the producer to the like, let's
But
say
he's
the,
replaceable.
let's say the producer.
There'd be bloke out there to do it for 40 grand.
Yeah, but there's also
as an example.
there's also an intangible, like replaceable, but there's also clearly some sort of relationship there where it's
Sure.
like they're friends. You can't replace the person. You can replace
The
the
working
skill set.
relationship as
Yeah,
well.
100%.
exactly. You can replace the skill
What
set.
are the punters and dribblers reckon?
Yeah, let
What
us know
would
in
you
the
give
comment
him? What would you
section.
give Jamie?
Now, I want to ask you guys, who is the form top 5 players in the competition right now?
Form.
The
Nico.
best form, Nico won?
No, or do you want him in order? Or just the top 5?
Order.
Oh fuck.
Oh, we'll just do top 5 because it's probably too hectic.
Mitchell
too hard.
Moses,
Yep.
Yep.
Nico.
Pappenhausen,
Yeah.
Throbbing.
Munster, Hughes. You know what's really interesting is you'd probably look at that Panthers side and form-wise, outside of Isaiah Yeo probably,
I'd probably
really-
put Isaiah Yeo in almost.
Yeah, Isaiah
He's been
Yeo, yeah,
fucking
Isaiah's
carving
been
up.
great.
So then you got Isaiah, Pap, Moses, Nico.
Who the fuck else is up there? Cherry. I mean, Cherry's kicking his dick off.
At
His
the
kick has been
moment,
good,
but
five,
not
though.
for the season.
yeah. He's
Not
had,
for
he's
the
had
season.
two
He's had
really good
2
games.
weeks.
Outside of
The
that,
other 3 were
weren't the best.
indifferent.
Interesting, really interesting.
It is. I don't know who else I can think
Do you
of.
believe, like, so we all agree Nico is in the top 5 right
I
now?
reckon, yeah.
I think so. I think that's
So do you reckon
reasonable.
the Sharks actually got him for a steal at around 500 to 600k?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy to think that. you
We're
know,
only 5-6 games in, right? So it's too early
yeah.
to make that call. But right now, right here,
Yeah.
they got a fucking deal.
Would you say he's the signing of the year?
Yeah, I would say that, 100%.
It's interesting. Interesting.
What do you reckon?
Do you not agree?
No, I agree. I just think it's incredible. Like, this dude was coming off the bench at the start of last year. Matter of fact, for most of the year, not most, but a lot of the year, he was off the bench. Pappy gets injured. He gets his role. Then Pappy comes back. He goes back to the bench. Now he's the form player of the NRL.
Yeah.
That's a pretty incredible journey.
It's very
But he's just so fucking good.
No,
mate.
it's crazy. And like,
Like
he's also a great
sensational.
story. Obviously, his sort of like past and struggles have been well documented, but it's just actually great to see someone having a great, turnaround,
yeah,
getting what he wanted.
absolutely.
Thought it was going to be all gone. Trent Barrett kicked him out of Manly. Never forgive him.
Has he never forgive you.
No, we haven't got over it.
Has he officially ended the tag of Storm players when they leave the Storm, they're not as good anymore?
Well, I mean,
that was a lot of
to
the
this
argument
point,
coming
he
out of it.
definitely has.
Well, I think it's interesting, right? Do you think that was a saying, which it was, because
English
because
fucking-
Melbourne used to just let go of players that they had enough of, or
But like GI
had got
already,
the most out of?
I don't, GI left the Storm and still ripped and teared. Falau did.
I think it's a
Cody
general.
Walker.
It was more a general comment than like a hard and fast.
I actually thought it was always a myth. To be honest.
Yeah, and maybe it's more for like the ones where they aren't necessarily superstars at the Storm. Obviously, Nico wasn't necessarily.
So the guys
superstar,
they-
but
guys they
that they've made,
squeeze,
like
yeah.
they've gone, oh, we've identified someone who we can turn into a talent, and then
a system guy as
Yeah.
opposed to like an out and out thoroughbred.
if we're talking about the wall, not the cement,
Concrete?
cement, not a brick.
not a brick. Whereas obviously Gio's a brick. Obviously Falau's a brick. Nico
a brick.
turning out to be a real brick.
Real
Yeah,
brick.
he was
Even
a-
you could argue he's a brick's brick. Whereas
a
the
brick.
concrete guys,
Yeah.
system guys, keeping the wall together guys, can potentially.
They can look
Drift.
like bricks in a Storm system, and then once they're out of the Storm wall, oh, you were more
mortar.
of a cement guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Your mortar in the wall. I think that's a good way of putting it. But Nico's all brick at the moment.
He's all brick.
He's all
I think he's
brick.
He's got a lot of people bricked up.
Really honest brick.
Well, that's what bricks do.
Yeah. They
Good,
brick-
honest bricks brick others up.
Yep.
They brick up the public.
Oh yeah.
I tell you
know
what,
what I mean.
the Cronulla area hasn't seen this many bricks in a long time.
Dude, they got some real bricks out there
Yeah.
in the Shire.
Who would be your fifth player form wise?
Well, I said Munster and Hughes were in there, so I would have like Isaiah Yeo, Moses, Hines, Munster.
I'd have
Hughes.
Hughes over Munster.
Munster, yeah, it's fair. Dylan Brown's been pretty.
Yeah,
hectic as
Dylan's
well.
been good as well. Store work.
Stalwork's been good,
He's been
especially the
real
last
good.
couple of
But
weeks.
he's also just been good.
No, but he's been good in the
Like,
stalls.
He's a good player.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Don't knock his stall work. That's all I'd say.
Hate your own peril.
Knock his stall work at your own peril.
Graham Annesley confirms the Titans got 2 incorrect captain's challenges. He said they both could have been sent to him. Thoughts on the captain's challenges and intentionally giving away penalties to get the captain's challenge?
Fuck, I don't know. It's a byproduct of the captain's challenge, though, isn't it? Sort of a little bit like if you have the captain's challenge. I don't know. I didn't like it, but it's sort of.
You can understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, I can completely
100%.
understand why they're
yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, some people just say, get rid of the captain's challenge. Would you consider
Mate,
that?
Cloak, it's so funny how you think that you've got this great idea where it's like captain's challenge and you can fucking, if you think there's a rough call, like we'll give you your ability once a game to review it, and then clubs just take the piss.
They take the piss.
just go, well, let's just fucking, we
Let's
need a
fuck it.
breather, so let's fucking give away a potential penalty, we'll review it, suck them in, get the line set. Like, it's just, it's fucking, because they would have looked at it. The coach would have looked at it and gone, well, you know, the refs get it wrong, right this often.
Yep.
Very rarely is the captain's challenge needed.
Well, but also what they were doing though was giving it away intentionally when they thought a call was wrong though, right?
Yeah.
So they give away a penalty and then they'd call the captain's challenge, but it was on like the previous play.
It's in the same play, but it like happened 30
Right,
seconds
so,
before.
so it's like they dropped the ball, the refs called it a knock on, and they've gone and made the penalty. So
When-
the whistle hasn't been blown yet, right? That's how.
When can you call it?
Once the play, so I think once he like plays the ball, it's a whole new play. So you can't challenge anything.
So that's why you're
after
going to
that.
lay on top of him, get a penalty. I had a testy pop. It's all good.
Now,
Are you all good?
No, I'm all right. Lost my voice.
Raiders versus Cowboys. What do we got here, boys?
Oh, God.
Look,
Raiders $1.55 favourite. Bit of good money on the Cowboys. in
I
my opinion.
think
I'm going cows.
I've gone Raiders for this one. Thursday night.
Cows will definitely
Looks
win then.
chilly.
Looks chilly. GIO Stadium's
A
tough.
minimum of 6 degrees. Ooh. It's at 8 o'clock at night. It's not going to be fucking warm.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Cowboys from a warm part
Cowboys
of
are
the world.
from a warm, tropical part of the world. I think that the coolness of Canberra could get to them. That's the only reason I'm going Canberra. I fucked if I know.
When Eddie tips Raiders, it's kind of you got to do the opposite most of the time, unless the man.
but not always, because sometimes if I go against them, then they win. So
I think Cowboys will win this one and win it well.
you think you'll think they'll win well?
Well, only because you've tipped the Raiders, but I think 245 is pretty nice for the Cowboys. Like that's a good price.
Yeah. I am going to go... Oh, man, this is a really tough one. Raiders lost last week, obviously. It's at home, Thursday night. Cool. Very cold.
You could say it's cold, yeah.
You could say it's cold,
It's not cool if it's 6 degrees, is it?
chilly.
Oh,
Brisk.
man, this is a tough one. This is so tough. I am going to go Raiders to get the win.
There you go.
Rabbitohs, Doggies.
Ooh, tough. This is tough. How in sweet fuck are the Dogs 375? Like what?
Latrell's out, I suppose.
Yeah, but come on, dude. Come on.
I think this is going to be.
$1.28 is pretty short.
$1.28
bunnies,
short.
dude.
$3.75 is not.
I reckon
it's
this is a
too
danger
short for the
match.
dogs.
I actually think the doggies are going to take it to them. I really do.
That's why I didn't go near the line or like margins or anything when I was betting. I've just got Souths to win into a couple of try scores because I think it could be close as
Yeah.
well.
I'm almost like going to go doggies for a massive upset.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. Well, they need to start chalking up some W's.
Only because Rabbitohs, like their completion rate sometimes is so bad that's how you invite teams like doggies to get a sniff and be like, oh, we're fucking in this.
Doggies have scored how many points in the last, they've scored like 6 points in the last 3 weeks.
It's a concern.
It's a concern.
Look, I know-
Rabbitohs
yeah.
to win 13 plus.
Rabbitohs will probably win, but I'm going for the big dick play.
I've got the Rabbits.
Bulldogs to win in a massive clash, an epic clash. Ooh, I know that stinks to say it.
Do you
Bulldogs
reckon
to win
in an epic clash?
in an epic clash.
I don't know. I'm just feeling something. This is vibe and vibe alone.
Is this like a,
and
is this a Jesus vibe here? A Friday
This is
religious Easter experience?
what Easter Friday's just got you hocked up.
Look, I just think
That's
Rabbitohs.
what I'm hearing.
That's
Rabbitohs
also
lose
rabbits,
Latrell.
Easter bunny.
Friday
Friday.
afternoon footy. It's a unique time slot.
Oh fuck! I don't know.
I like it.
You may have convinced me otherwise.
Rabbits, Easter.
Why don't you just go with your gut?
Yeah,
mate?
go with the dogs. Dude, go for glory.
Go for glory. Glory awaits.
Yeah, look,
Fortune
I'm
favours
just
the
gonna
brave, mate.
I'm just gonna. This is my fun upset of the week. They probably won't win, but I'm just gonna do it anyway because there's a feeling there.
Lot of
There's a
caveats.
feeling.
So that's your fun upset of the week. Not the Broncos here, so you must be supporting the Panthers.
$9.
The dogs are shorter.
What the
Love it.
fuck?
Way shorter.
Well, that's so good. $9. That's probably a little short
Broncos
for
like
the
took
Broncos.
Roosters to the death.
That's a little
That's good
short.
value. You know that's good value.
The Roosters are hot and cold, and you know it.
The Roosters were playing with their food. You guys suck.
Bronco, that's great value. $9. You know that's
yeah,
great
but it's
value.
not because you're not
not-
going to win.
We took Panthers to the death.
You
at the end of
can't
last
Value
week.
would
win.
be $20.
You cannot win that game. I don't think it can be done.
$1.07. You guys are so bad. And
think
you've got
that-
no Haas. You've got no.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I
actually.
mean?
Oh,
Come
fuck.
on, you guys
Mate,
are fucked.
I
Yeah,
think
wow.
this reeks of a rugby league humping, in my opinion.
yeah,
I think this is going to be a bad night.
yeah.
You know what? It's going to be a tough
it's out in
night. I
Penrith
take
as
back
well.
my Bulldogs bet. I'm going Rabbitohs because I don't want to have to deal with people pizzling me with the Bulldogs
He's already
bet
said the dogs,
and
though,
then
so
have
you
to-
can't go back. He's
And
already
then
said the
if
dogs.
Broncos lose, I get pizzled anyway with that.
Yeah,
So
he's already said
it's
the dogs.
too much for
so
my
it's
mental
dogs
health to
and
handle.
Broncos. Two big upsets. Put that in a multi.
Panthers versus Bulldogs. Obviously going Panthers.
Yep.
Seagulls, like you're going Panthers, I'm going Broncos. Seagulls, Titans.
4 Pines Park, Saturday afternoon, 5:30, sunny sky.
This will be a
Brookvale
great clash.
Oval.
This will be a great clash.
Brookie Oval.
Is Tommy back?
No.
No.
He's out. He's not back
Tommy's
for a
out for
while.
it, but I think Canner's been named at centres.
Canner Cooler.
Kohler.
Colour. Stubby Cooler.
I think Morgie Harps has been.
He
dropped.
has. He has.
I think we saw that coming a little bit.
It's all right.
Hey, it's all right.
Have a breather.
Every great rugby league player's been dropped, but I think we just pump them, right? Titans suck. Manly 13 plus.
Titans in for a big win here, I think. Storm Sharks.
This is a good game, man. This is a good.
I
game.
want the Sharks
I
to
want
win
Sharks
this.
to win.
And they-
$3.
And they have a history. Sharkies and Storm hate each
Bro,
other.
$3 is good for the
I
Sharks.
like the Sharks in this one. I don't know why.
Well, the Storm have already lost this year. It's not like they're unbeatable. And the
But
Sharks
don't you just
beat the
want to?
Eels.
I just want to see that fucking train keep rolling.
I do like the hype.
Do you know what I mean? I like it. The hype.
I want the Shire. I mean, the Shire is buzzing at the moment. And it's like when the Raiders started going really well, when Penrith started going really, the enjoyment of that ride is just, it's
Yeah.
almost worth the
the
support, even if you don't support them.
It seems to happen a lot though when teams start to get a bit of momentum and then they have to go to Melbourne. Like
Yeah.
that's always like
And Melbourne just
Melbourne never come to them for some reason.
No.
It's always like you run into Melbourne away and
Yeah.
it just sort of juts
It's a
you.
huge test. Like, this will be a really good. Are Sharkies really who we say they are? Or have they just played bottom 8 sides?
If
the
they
last
go
year?
down there and get the W,
Yeah.
bruh.
That's it. I mean, you don't want to get them too big of a W because they might get ahead of themselves then
Yeah.
and the peak too early and then. But
But it is early in the season.
Yeah,
then you
they
can
can come
allow a mid-season crash.
look, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be match of the round, maybe even match of the year. I think the Storm though just get it done.
I'm on the Sharks.
I'm on Sharks.
Sharkies,
Yeah,
nice.
fucking oath.
Okay, Roosters, Warriors.
I think the Roosters go big. Sunday Arvo, SCG, Easter Sunday. I think I think they'll 13 plus.
Obviously, they
$5 is value for Warriors.
Yeah, they were playing with their food with the Broncos because the Broncos never really posed a threat. But I did like what Robbo said after the game where he was like, because I think you're sort of like, are you concerned that you almost lost to such a beater side? And he was like, no, like one of the marks of like a season is your ability to win from any position or from like many different positions. You can win from in front, having to come from behind. Yes, they were a shit side, but like still having to come from behind to win it.
Robbo said, yeah, they're a shit side.
Yeah. That's what's great about Robbo is he just, you know,
Well, he's just honest.
he's not afraid to be honest.
No, he's not afraid. I think the Roosters win and win well. That's what I think.
Good, really good opportunity for Warriors. They're actually through on the trot. 3 wins on the trot. So, really good opportunity.
That fucking win last week fucked me from being 16 from 16, but that's okay. That happens. Still the only guy to ever pick around.
Now, Roosters, Warriors, I think Roosters just pip them. Dragons, Knights.
This is a danger game for the Newcastle Knights. You never trust
Dragons
the
are
DMC.
favourites.
I'm going to take Knights because of the value.
How are Dragons
I don't
favourites?
know how Dragons are favourites.
No. That makes no sense.
$1.65 favourites as well. It's not like it's
That's
close.
wild.
Yeah,
You definitely take Knights.
taking the Knights.
This is honestly almost like a grand final for the Knights because if they lose this, they have a run where they play top tier sides next 2 weeks. Then they could.
But also, like if they are who they say they are,
they could
have
start
to
the season
fucking win.
2-6, and which is crazy to think because the start of the season was so good for them. All that hard work just erased.
Maybe
So
they
this
got
is
a little high on their own supply.
Maybe
Sniffing their own farts.
sniffing their own farts. But
Might
this
have.
massive game for Knights. That's why I think they'll get the win.
They have to get the win.
Oh,
but I
man.
wouldn't be surprised if Dragons won. Wouldn't shock me.
No.
Well, it would a little bit.
It would, but
it
that's
wouldn't
DMC,
like.
you know, that's how they go.
How are
Wouldn't rattle
Broncos
me,
the
you know?
same price as what the Tigers are?
Because you're no chance. That's
Yeah.
Eels, Tigers.
Broncos are the Tigers of
There's
Queensland.
just look. The poor old Tigers. They're just trying to buy a win. It's like here, have the Eels in red hot form.
They do have a history of taking it to the Eels, at least in the first 40 to 60 minutes of these clashes.
40 to 60 seconds of the
And
game.
they may take it to them for the first 40 to 60 seconds. But I think after that,
A couple of really good, honest upfront tackles, maybe
Maybe-
like a
maybe-
powerful run.
yeah, maybe 1 or 2 powerful
Kickoff
runs.
will take probably like 10 seconds out of the game before the ball actually gets to them, and then they run back up. So you got 10 seconds there, and then it's like 30 seconds of maybe a bit of rough and tumble, and then the Eels probably score.
I'm going Eels for the win.
Yeah.
I think there's like
I don't-
I just remember some stat from last year, but it's like Eels on a Monday go big against the on an Easter Monday against the Tigers.
Well,
Go
there
big.
was a game. Yeah, Easter Monday
Every
game
Easter
2
Monday
or
they
3
play-
years
yeah.
ago, and
They pumped them like 60 to 0.
pumped them,
So I
right.
think Eels will go
Biblical?
super big.
Yeah.
Eels to get the win. Now, make sure to subscribe to the Hello Sport podcast on all good podcast apps. Also,
Please do.
subscribe on YouTube. Follow them on Instagram at Hello Sport and join the Punters and Dribblers Facebook group. Have you got anything else going on, boys?
Merch coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll give you a bit more info when we got it.
And about even, when's that dropping?
That'll be Thursday morning.
Thursday morning?
This week because Sebo still has COVID.
Okay. So Thursday morning, about even drops on the Hello Sport thing. Are you still doing the bet thing and we'll give them a case?
Yeah, no one's won.
No one's won? So, but still, leave a comment with your bet. The boys will take it up. If you beat them, they will send you a case of beer. Grab a case of Bloke and a Bar beer, the official beer of sport. It's a beautiful, easy drinking lager. It's designed to watch the sport. Grab some Bloke and a Bar kit from bloke.shop and I'll go and fuck myself. Thank you.